looks like we got a new friend!
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this here viewer game, this Academy one-shot. Welcome, one and all. Today, we are going to be playing a little game based on a revolution. Some of you may recognize, long-time fans may recognize this one-shot from our early career. Guys, it's going to be a fun one-shot. Before we go into it, I've got some things to go through. If you're not already a part of our community, then you should be. Head over to the Discord and get involved. It's an inclusive, safe space where you guys can talk about D&D and anything else you want to talk about. Please do check it out. It's I'm very proud of my Discord community. They are wonderful. We also have Twitter. If you guys would like to get into a game very much like this one, send me a DM on Twitter and I will get you into a game. The channel is all about bringing in new people. So if you want to get into a game, please do not be afraid to send us across a DM and get yourselves a game. Also, YouTube, if you want to catch up with any of our campaigns that run weekly, Monday to Friday, check them out on the YouTube. Brace yourself, we're currently pumping out a lot of content, so pick and choose your campaigns would be my recommendation. I fully recommend Eden, Alice's masterwork. She's an evil genius. Also, what do we have? We have a goal at the bottom of the screen, currently demonstrated by lovely assistants Alice and Jade. Monthly costs goal, we're already over 10% of our monthly cost 3 days into our fiscal month. So, thank you so much, you wonderful people. Your support means a ton to us. It really does. If you want to support us in other ways, we also have a Patreon. And now, as Patreons, when you signed up, let me know by clicking on that second link, and it will get a pop-up, much like the subscriptions, which is new science. That is a new thing as of literally today. So we also have merchandise where you can support us. You can also support us by supporting our sponsors, Bird in the Storm Publishing. Whoa, that's full of coffee. I nearly threw coffee everywhere. Bird in the Storm Publishing. You can
get a mug the size of your head.
And their merch is also very comfortable. They'll be bringing more content to us later in the year and also in the new season. You can also look at our sponsors, Mage Hand Press, who run content on Thursdays through Alice's campaign Argo 37, where I play Bluster, who's generally a mess, but things started to get a bit feelsy last session. Anyway, I'm getting into the content. The actual system is very good as well. It's a reskin of 5e for space. It's worth checking out. You can see they've got a free 30-page review and some pre-order material there. We don't have a competition running at the minute because someone just won these rainbow-coloured dice, which I'll be sending out to them as soon as I go and actually process the winner and contact them and get their address and everything. The last thing we have is a tweet. Today, every 10 retweets will get a Wild Magic Surge, where we test the player's ability to improv through random things that you have suggested in the Discord. If you want to add things to the Wild Magic Surge list, head over to the Discord. It's in the suggestion box tab. You can also see a list of what all of the Wild Magic Surges are. As always, with all of our donations, I withhold the right as a DM to possibly say no and ask for a reroll. That's enough from me. I've waffled. We'll go round the screen in screen order, starting in the bottom left and working around in a circle clockwise. So we'll start with my wonderful wife, Alice. Could you please introduce yourself and your character, including pronouns and all of that good stuff?
I'm Alice, or White Rabbit Pick. I am headmistress of this academy, and I will be playing Andrew Underbar today, who is a halfling. Shocker, I know. But she is a small ball of energy. She's got sort of just big red hair that's sort of pulled back in any way she can, and she is a rogue. She is she/her pronouns, same as me.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So going clockwise, we welcome to the channel Lana Lisver, which I may have pronounced wrong, but welcome. That's the Twitter handle. Oh, hi, Lana.
Hi. It's actually Dutch, so it's leespoor, but I don't expect anyone to... it's reading food is the literal translation.
Oh.
So yeah.
That's cool.
So my name is Lana, she, her pronouns. My character is also she, her pronouns, and she is Lady Alexia Fairchild Smythe. She is very classy, or at least seems to be, and is a mastermind rogue.
Yeah, fantastic. So next around the screen, we welcome Oti Goat. Oh, hi, O.
Hi. So I'm Luke. You can use he, him pronouns for both me and the character. So I'm playing a halfling phoenix sorcerer multiclassed with a barbarian. Which is going to be interesting. Did I miss anything, or?
I don't think so. That sounds pretty good to me. Last but most certainly not least, then we welcome Jade Oxford Rose. Oh, hi, Jade.
Hello. I'm Jade. I use they them pronouns, and today I'm going to be playing Bren Ironfell, who is a dwarven blacksmith and cleric. Though he keeps the clerical stuff a bit more on the down low, he, him pronouns. He is about 4'1", heavy set even by dwarf standards, light brown skin, like curly, tight brown hair with a beard to match. Easy with a smile, easy with a hug, but softly spoken, but packs a punch, hopefully.
Fantastic. I am Scraticus. For me today, you can use any pronouns. I'm open to any pronouns. As for my characters, we'll see. Where should we start? I believe we will start in a seedy tavern, where each of you have been invited to a meeting underground. Alice will come to you last, as you are already in the basement. But how would the rest of you like to enter this establishment? I'll leave the floor open, whoever wants to go first.
I have entered it 20 minutes ago and nobody has seen me yet.
I think Bren came in a little earlier, set himself up with an ale at the bar on a stool, just sort of like people watching, trying to get a read of the room.
Okay. For Fern, I don't think I mentioned that name. Oops. It would be fashionably late, probably. So,
I love him.
a big entrance. Yeah.
So, getting a read on the room, it's full of people who are slightly disgruntled. The guard captain, Marcus Aurelius, has enforced martial law on the city recently. It is now run by the guards. The mayor has been locked in his office for an indefinite amount of time, following an assassination attempt on the guard captain. Things are not going too well. Things like music has currently been banned, hence the lack of entertainment this evening. Also, there is a curfew. It is currently 6 p.m. and all bars must be closed by 8 p.m. As the sun sets. no loitering, guards on every street. The only thing that's not been restricted is the consumption of alcohol, which is the town's major trade and point of interest. They hold the largest gin distillery in the land and several other small startups around. That's that is the lowdown. People in this room, you know, they're sort of, you know, they're not happy, but at the same time, there's a general sense of, well, it could be worse.
Mm-hmm.
It's a military coup. It could be worse.
Yeah. We're not dead.
Yeah. Yet.
Yeah, hedge pregnancy, I'm only level 3, so if anyone does get dead, I'm not going to be able to do a whole lot about it.
Okay. So the barman, did you say that Bren stayed at the bar, Jade?
For the moment, yes. It's just more like making myself look like part of the scenery before, before the meeting.
Let me, so he sort of sidles over, the barman sidles over to you, okay, wiping a glass and says, here for the meeting?
Yeah.
He'll be downstairs. He's been setting up for a little while.
All right then. Thanks, mate. I'll finish as I go right down. Much appreciated.
Be careful down there. She's a wild one.
I'll be fine, but thank you. And I'll sort of sip the rest of my ale, not like chugging it, and then I'll make my way downstairs.
I'll follow Bren. I think I've been watching everyone, and someone's going downstairs. I'll just follow.
Question: is Alexia human or dwarf
She is human, quite tall, but still sometimes just almost invisible.
Fair.
And Luke, where would Fern? How would Fern follow the pair heading down the stairs, or?
I mean, everyone else in here looks disgruntled, right? So not particularly interesting.
They're mostly working men. Possibly this is near the gin distillery, so possibly gin distillery workers. It's 24-hour distillery. Who are just sort of trying to take some downtime. Funnily enough, they don't drink much. Working in a distillery gets boring.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if these two stand out, he'd definitely follow.
So, the meeting was said to be downstairs, so seeing people head downstairs, I imagine, would be a cue for your character. Also, another burly young lad rises. He's got a sort of like apron on. He looks a bit like a blacksmith, and he starts heading downstairs as well.
Yeah, I'll clarify that Bren is 45, but which is basically an 18-year-old. So
perfect.
I'll clarify that Lady Alexia is in fact human and 34, so not as teenagey.
Sure, she doesn't look a day over 25. If you saw her.
25, 18, 40. She's quite odd. Just pinned down.
What's the difference?
Exactly.
So, Alice, this is Andrew's basement for the evening. How have they set up? What do people walk into as they come down the stairs? What do they see?
People walk into a basement where there is a hearth, there is a fire lit. You can see a couple of chairs where some of Andrew's assistants are sat. And they've got a tankard in each hand. Now, her assistants are a mixture of human, orc, whatever. She is the only halfling. So, feeling the height difference, she has pulled a table to the center and climbed on top of the table and is stood there with her arms, her hands on her waist, and her own massive tankard in the other hand. She stands proudly, and there is a voice that comes out of her you do not expect, and she's just like, "Welcome. Come in. I assume you're here for the meeting." Not the talkative
Good
lot, are
evening.
you?
Well, I just expect you to know me already. Hello? No? Lady Alexia? Oh, okay, fine.
Right. Okay. It's nice to have you.
It is.
And she just sort of takes a quick swig. She's like, "And what about the rest of you?"
Bren Ironfell, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And what about you?
God, that voice. Fern.
Fern. Just Fern? Just Fern. Well, hi, Just Fern. If you want to just sort of gather around and just, there's other people in here as well. As you know, the military coup has started to take place, and in my opinion, I have had enough. And she sort of stamps her little foot down on the table. And she's like, "Marcus Aurelius is a traitor, and he needs to be killed. He has taken far too much from this city. He has taken music. He has taken everything we hold dear, apart from this." And she just holds up her tankard. And so, "Now, my assistants and I," and sort of gestures to like the massive orcs and other stuff around her, "we have managed to gather some ingredients. They do require assembly. They are... the ingredients put together in the right way create a berserk potion. Something I am yet to try myself, but I feel it can aid us in this mission. There is a garrison, and there are the granaries, and there's also the distillery. We need to take down Marcus Aurelius. Are you with me?"
Aye.
Well, it's been rather boring of late, so yes.
What about you, Just Fern?
All right.
Okay. She sort of just like moves away from Fern.
I am a big fan of the Blase Revolutionary. This is amazing.
Just like, yeah, we'll kind of do it when we get there. Right, so Scrap, what do I know about the granaries and stuff?
The granaries are at are scattered around the town for ease of deployment. There are granaries on the other side of the town. There are granaries near the near the garrison and the guard tower, upon which Marcus hides at the top. There's the only place that isn't really granaries is near the gin distillery, the main one, because in case of fires, they decided not to put granaries near the main building. However, they are known to be flammable. Grain holds, exactly that. Yeah, granaries, grain holds. Marcus, like I say, he hides at the top of his tower. He rarely comes down since the attempt on his life. And his guards are essentially bully boys.
Basically, we need to lure him out of his tower. And I believe with a mixture of the distraction that we could... Distraction. I get those two mixed up.
A lot of overlap if you do it right.
Exactly. I like this one. Like she's looking over at the rest of the orcs.
Yeah, well... Sorry, I thought you wanted information. My bad.
Well, no, go on then. What would you want?
Well, I went round and I gathered lots and lots of mad leaf, what is the main ingredient for berserk potion. And, well, I think one of the main is that the people just seem to take it no matter what they do. They're all sitting up there, sitting over their pints, thinking, well, at least I isn't dead. And I personally disagrees with that. I don't think they is living right now. So what we could do to spice things up a little bit, I was thinking, is if we go around all of the places what have been selling ale, and put, you know, or gin and all of that, and put a load of mad leaf in their drinks, then maybe we could get a little bit of fire under the people.
You poison the ale, you piss off the people.
It's very eloquently put.
Yeah.
So you would like to create an uncontrollable mob?
Well,
Yeah.
Interesting.
It gives me the opportunity, or us the opportunity, for Marcus to come down from his little tower and kill him. To put it bluntly, end this military coup if the people uprise.
Well, I don't want to suggest this is anything beyond a masterful plan, but why would he come down? There is
Because
a
the
mess.
city will be in absolute chaos.
Yes.
Has he got anything of interest outside of that tower? Because if things were going to fire around, I wouldn't be inclined to leave my safe little spot unless there was something worth looking after.
The city.
You reckon?
He gets where do you think he gets his money from? He can't sit in that nice little tower all on his lonesome if he ain't getting money from the city.
All right.
If you say so.
You make chaos, the people are going to go to the person.
Sorry, sir. No, are you suggesting that we go and, like, take his mum or something and hold her hostage?
No, you can't do that to anyone's mum. That's a bit out of order, if you ask me.
I was just saying that, like, people like to hide from chaos. It just making sure he had the right reason to come out. But if you think that the city burning and the people rioting will be enough to get his interest, I am all for it.
His money comes from the breweries.
All right.
Destroy the breweries, incite revolt, get people going a bit crazy. You've got a problem. And not only that, if you have a problem with the breweries, all the people up there are going to get real pissed off. And then they are going to want to get him out of the tower.
A gothic-looking elf at the back of the room, wearing all black leather, with a long fringe covering one eye, also black, sort of like goes, "Does anyone here know about like assassinations and stuff? Like, what if we could get someone inside the tower to like once people come out of the tower, we could like go inside and like just assassinate him inside if he doesn't want to come down. Once the guards are out, it should be easy, right?"
Exactly. Distract his guards, distract his military. He's just one man.
So
Well,
even
this sounds a little bit more like a plan. Get everyone away from the tower. He will stay in there. We will just pay him a visit.
either way, we want him vulnerable. That's out of the tower or that's without his guards. Both sound very doable.
The guards are going to have to deal with a riot.
Exactly.
Either way.
Right. Question is, where do we start?
We start by poisoning all the breweries, the
Right.
distilleries, everything. We need
Okay.
people to go nuts.
Right.
Please refrain from drinking once we have poisoned, just as a heads up. And she drains her mug.
Both.
I suppose another thing we could do to try and motivate the people would be to maybe make a poster or something about how it is unacceptable, or graffiti on the walls, you know, to let them know that we is not happy with the situation, and probably not the best idea.
Oh no, honey, it's a wonderful idea. Just let the people feel they're not the only ones who might not like it as much. You're doing so well.
Thank you. He's got a burly voice, but this is like essentially a teenager. He's an apprentice. You know.
You're doing really well. Yeah, I do have some paint, so I could aid in this. Do you paint?
No. I generally just hit things with a hammer.
Oh, that's very good too.
I do a little to the apprentice blacksmith who hits things with hammers.
He doesn't know what it means, but he does it back.
Excellent.
Like,
But as you're a blacksmith, you could make like little revolutionary pins we could all wear.
all right. Yeah, no, that is something what I could do. He perks right up at that. Yeah, metalwork, I can do that, no problem. All right, I'll go and...
We can see who works with us and who not yet.
So when we've got an assassin, he says, looking at the Gothic elf, we'll know that they're one of ours and not a guard assassin.
Yes.
I'm with
Either
you.
way, we must take this city back and win.
Like, and she just like sticks her arm to it. Imagine like Emma from The Incredibles that is like this tiny little thing on the walking up and down.
I love
That's
it.
effectively what she is right now.
It's perfect.
And she jumps down, and you suddenly realise how incredibly short she is. And she,
Well, who's coming with me to poison the distilleries? I say poison lightly. Tamper with.
Count me in.
Should be fun.
What about you, Just Fern?
We're gonna kill him anyway, right?
Most likely,
Potentially.
Why don't we just burn the tower?
because there's other people in it. If
Right.
we make it too obvious, we just look like another version of him.
But they are somewhat bully boys, so I wouldn't mind if we stuck it up some of the guards somewhat.
Well, either way,
but
we
the,
need a distraction to get to the tower.
the only problem would be there, I reckon, would be that the tower is mostly made of stone. Which, I can tell you, you can melt metal and you can burn wood, but stone ain't having none of it. So we would have to put a lot of fuel, I reckon, either in the tower or around the tower to make it somewhat hot.
Well, as we know, distilleries and gin and alcohol can be quite explosive, if used in the right way.
the Gothic elf! Are you suggesting that we blow up the tower?
Maybe. We've got to see how it goes first. I think we need a plan B.
Let's not put it at the top of the list of ideas, maybe? I like that tower.
I mean,
Why?
I did manage to get some like quite good incendiaries, but they do require some assembly. Like, you know, they're not like just like normal Molotovs. You know, they're like the good stuff. And like at the back of the room, you can see this barrel which has warning signs on it and like chemical symbols and that sort of thing. It's something that he's taken from somewhere.
and like the halfling looks over and says,
Where'd you get that?
If I told you that, I'd have to kill you.
I'd like to see you try.
Totally called his bluff.
she's taken it very seriously. There's a lot after. Yeah.
I took it from one of the distilleries.
So you know an inn. You know how to get in there. How nice.
I work weekend shift at the main distillery.
Maybe you can get us in.
Mm.
I have a key card.
Getting fancy up at the main distillery these days.
No, I mean it's a card that's a key, and like he just pulls out a card that flips out into a key.
That is still very forward thinking. I just use like we just got a bar down at the smithy. Now it's fine.
Yeah.
So you're coming with us, or we're borrowing your key?
I actually can't go out in the sunlight because it burns my skin.
Ah, you're one of those.
This is mainly why I'm against everything, because you know the curfew. It's really detrimental to my social abilities.
Like she's like the halflings that she's staring at him like, what?
No, I'll just go over to him and put my hand on his shoulder and say, "It must be so hard. Just give me the key."
Here you go.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Right. Well,
Off to the main distillery.
coming to the distilleries with me. Coming in.
And she literally just marches straight out. She pulls up her hood and starts walking out of the tavern.
Is the curfew? Is it curfew time already or not?
No, it's about early evening, so you've got a few hours. You may not be able to execute your plan today, but you should be able to get a few hours of prep in before curfew hits.
Okay.
Right.
And as we leave the tavern, she's like,
We get this.
and she picks up the leaves and whatever. She's like,
We put these in the distilleries, and then by tomorrow, everyone will be drinking it.
Alright.
Except us.
Yeah, please don't drink it.
no, she's looking around like,
Please don't drink it.
Should we decide on like a theme for our little revolution, like a sign? I have my paint with me.
Won't that make it more obvious?
Well, you have to sow some seeds.
Where are you planning on painting it?
Oh, well, just when we see a place where you think this might be a nice place to put it. I don't know, just like a bottle or a sword. I don't know.
You just don't paint it on the distilleries, otherwise they might cotton on.
It's just an idea. I thought the young lad had a nice idea. I thought I'd.
Oh no, I'm all for artistic licenses and stuff like that. I'm just saying, don't tell them where we are.
No, obviously, but just anybody have any ideas of what to put?
Viva la Revolution.
Oh, that's too long to paint. It takes ages. You have to make like a tag.
VLR.
We will take that. VLR.
If-
I'll design something.
And is that what I should put on the pins as well? Because I must admit, I did break out into a sweat when you said whatever it was you said that was really long. Like the pins, generally, they're only about that big. You know, people have to get real close to read it.
No, it's good. It's all straight lines like VLR. You can do like a pointy bit on the R instead of a circle. Much easier to make.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good point actually. Yeah, maybe I could do it like a blacksmith puzzle, so you can like just turn it and lock it, and I'm
Just make it
overcomplicating it.
Simple, yes. Very simple.
All right. Well, I will go and do that this evening. The curfew people don't tend to bother us too much. I don't know why. Maybe it's because the place is full of weapons. I don't know. But I'll be off then. I'll see you in the morning.
What's your name, darling?
My name is Angus.
Angus.
See you later, Angus.
See you later.
To the distillery.
and she marches off again, right in the direction of the distillery.
Yep. Following your lead.
Yep.
I will follow, but a little bit more stealthy.
Do I pass anyone on the way, or can I walk straight to the distillery?
The distillery is basically in the center of town. The town is essentially circular around a large hill, and it's known as the Hilltop Distillery. So it's quite a famous brand around the place. They come up with all sorts of famous gins, like the 50 gold pieces gin, and other such famous ones. Hilltop number 10. All sorts of good ones.
She will head straight to the Hilltop Brewery. Are there any guards or anything outside?
No. There are guards patrolling, and as they see you walk in a group, they sort of sneer at you, and they're like, what am I going to do? Oh, no loitering. Yeah.
Why are they from Portsmouth? Andrew's just like not really like doing anything, doesn't want to aggravate them, but at the same time does not like being sneered at. And if there's a door to the distillery, she will stroll right in.
The gift shop.
Yeah, of course there's a gift shop. You can head right in.
I would like to buy a t-shirt.
Oh, hello, me dearies. Come on in, come on in. Look at all the lovely things we've got going on in here. You can buy, now let's see, we've got a special offer on some of the gins. And also we've got t-shirts, we've got mugs, glasses, anything you like. How can I help you?
Hello, Mrs. Doubtfire. I haven't been here in a while. I would love a t-shirt, please. A t-shirt and a bottle of your finest gin. I don't know where this accent's coming from.
All right, well, that's no problem, dearie. That'll be, let's see, for a t-shirt, we charge 1 silver piece, and for a fine bottle of gin, that'll be, well, it depends really on what year you want.
Well, what do you suggest?
I recommend the 50 gold pieces gin. As the name suggests, it's 50 gold pieces, but worth every penny.
Okay, well, I'm not quite that wealthy enough. I'll take the t-shirt, and if you've got a miniature.
A miniature of the £50 gin, no problem. And she'll go and get you a miniature, which turns out to be worth a gold.
Okay. What I will do is, over like my leather armor and everything, I will just put the t-shirt on over the top.
I will just ask if my tab is still open, Lady Alexia Fairchild?
Lady Alexia Fairchild, a tab. I don't know about a tab. I'll check
Well,
me.
I used to have great credit here, and I would like to get a bottle of the 50 gold pieces on credit.
Yeah, no problem. Let me just go and check my ledger. And she like hops down from a stool. It turns out she's a gnome. She hops down from a stool, but still behind the counter, and goes over to the side, and she pulls out. You can hear like a thud of something hitting the floor, and she climbs back up onto the stool with this tome as big as her, which she slams onto the desk. And it's like, now you said Fairchild Smith. You'll be in the Fairchild Smith section. Oh yes, I've got a tab here. Would you be charging it to Baron Warren?
Obviously.
Of
Don't you just love him?
course. Yes, yes. It's been a while since he's been in town, but no problem at all. £50 gin. Here you go, and I'll put that on your tab. Would anyone else like to do anything in the gift shop?
How much is one of your tour tickets?
Tour tickets. Well, tours are only on a Saturday, so you'd have to wait a few days. But we'll give you a tour for 5 copper pieces.
On
Cheap at half
Saturday
the price.
Or now?
Well, we don't have any tours right now, unfortunately. What with it being the working week, everyone's out there mashing and fermenting.
But we'd love to see that. I think the Baron would love us to see it too.
Ooh, could you please make me a persuasion check?
I hope so. Let's just see. I am quite good at that, but 16?
On a 16, she's like, well, you are nobility after all. I'll tell you what, I'll give you a cheeky little run around myself. We'll just... Ned! Get up here!
Oh, I love Ned.
I've been here before. I have the cap and everything. This is one of my favorite places.
And Ned, a young teenager, comes up from the up the stairs at the back of the room. Oh, all right, Mom. Yes, watch the shop for me for a minute, will you? I need to go and take these people on a lovely tour. All right. And he just goes and stands behind the counter, looking pretty gormless.
Hi, Ned.
Hello.
I'll slip Ned a gold piece for his trouble.
Oh, Mom, they've given me gold. Just keep hold of it, dearie. It's all right.
And I will follow Gnome Doubtfire downstairs.
Okay, well now then, we do have some safety procedures whilst you're in the factory. Okay. First of all, if you've got anything which creates fire, including magics, please refrain from using it whilst on the. We've got a lot of highly flammable things, not limited to alcohol. Also, cleaning products, which can explode, even if they get a little bit warm. Keep in the fridge, sort of things.
Are there any cleaning products around right now?
You can see she's sort of like, she points at a picture of a barrel that looks very much like the one that your gothic elf had.
Okay.
Also, now in places there can be spillages onto the floor, which may make it slippery. So if you could put these overshoes onto your boots, they're rubber, so they should give you some extra resistance to the slipperiness. But please be aware that you could still slip, so please be careful.
And Andrew will start pulling these things. I'm assuming they're quite. Are they like halfling gnome size ones, or are these ones that are literally going to go up to my thighs?
They're just like soles, so that they'll just clip onto your like toe and heel to give a lining on the bottom of your shoe. And lastly, she says, now we do have fire exits. One is the gift shop here. There's another one at the other end of the factory. Honestly, though, if there's a fire, everything's likely to explode, so they're pretty pointless.
Good to know.
If you see me running, follow me.
Very reassuring. Thank you.
That's why we don't allow fires, dearie. Now, come on then. And she just starts walking, and she's like, now this is the mashing unit. And she'll give you a full tour of the entire gin distillery.
I'm looking around for just any like nook and cranny, maybe where I could hide an explosive.
And I'm proficient in brewing supplies, so I'd like to look for a good place where we could dump some of this mad leaf, where it'll have the most effect.
So the mashing unit that she's telling you about right now, could you make me a relevant check, maybe medicine or survival, something like that? Something wisdom-based for your brewing skills. Or even just brewery tools themselves, actually, if you like. That would give you plenty of information.
It's one of those ones where it doesn't specify which skill it should be. It's a query one, so...
Okay, we'll go for wisdom. That'd be grand.
Cool. Wisdom plus proficiency?
Yeah, sure. You're proficient.
Sweet. That would be an 18.
On an 18, you know that the mashing units would be the best place for maximum potency, but timeline. For the mashing units to be fully distilled, it's going to take at least a week or two, and in a fine establishment like this, they're likely to mash for even longer to develop flavors. Now, you could wait until you get to some of the stills where they're actually distilling the gin, but less potency. So, timeline or potency? That's your...
Andrew.
Yeah?
Right. If we stick the mad leaf in the masher, we're looking at like a longer timeline, but it's definitely going to pack a wallop. If we put it in the stills, less potent, sooner if we'll see it affecting people. Which do you want to do?
Well, we kind of want to strike tomorrow. How much of this stuff we got?
I can honestly say I do not know, because you're kind of in charge.
Oh, yeah.
Like, and she sort of like quickly roots around the face. And
normally I'd say both, but I don't feel like I want the havoc to go on for a week.
So just the stills then?
It's probably for best. We'll just put all of it in there.
Solid strategy.
Just whack it all in there. I might need a bump up, though.
I mean, none of us are especially tall, except the lady, and no offence, Lady Fairchild Smythe, but you do not look super strong.
Well, there's 3 of us. We'll stand on each other's shoulders.
That could work. I saw that in one of those actor troupe shows. There was like 3 halflings in one big coat pretending to be somebody else. It was very effective.
I've done that before. That's how I got in here underage.
Darlings, I am tall. I could just throw it in.
I mean, the stills are kind of big, Lady Fairchild Smythe.
How tall? How tall are they?
They are fairly tall, as Bren suggests. But the thing is that they weren't expecting a tour today. The factory has not been cleaned up. You can see shadow boards of tools are not full. Ladders have been
I was
left.
about to say, is there a ladder?
Ladders have been left in the gangway. There's someone smoking a cigarette at the back of the room.
That is impractical.
Bad company policy.
Like, as I shout,
Actually, lady, Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh,
somebody
yes.
over there- Somebody over there smoking. You should do something about it.
That would be goddamn Gregory again.
Damn it, Gregory.
like, as I shout and encourage her.
You lot stay here. I'm going to go and take disciplinary action. I'll be right back. And she walks off towards the back of the factory towards this person smoking.
Grab the ladder, grab the ladder.
Like, I'm literally like trying to push this massive ladder.
Yep, I will help with the ladder.
Yeah.
And
I will go distract them even more. I will just make a ruckus, say, this is no place for a lady to be if it's so dangerous. You're not even company policy, blah, blah, blah. Just to give them a little bit more cover.
Oh, awesome.
Guys, hold the ladder sturdy.
And I'm going to run up with the bag of like all these leaves and start emptying it in.
I guess Fern and I will hold the bottom of the ladder between us, like one on each side. Like, okay, she's up the ladder.
I'm like, would you keep it still?
It's one of them ladders as well. It's like an airport ladder where it's got 4 legs, so it's got 2 wheels. You can lift the end and wheel it on the 2 wheels. So holding it will help if Andrew's going crazy up there. But as long as
she is not stable.
Yeah. I will foot the ladder properly, like sit on the bottom rung of it while holding it so it doesn't wobble from side to side. I've done theatre lighting. I know how this works. You foot the ladder. That was Jade using Bren's voice. No, actually, Bren totally does community theatre. What am I even saying?
Yeah, of course.
That's why you're in the revolution, because you're not allowed anymore.
And yeah, I'm emptying this bag of leaves, like looking around, like watching for Alexia to see how she's doing.
Oh, I'm crying, hyperventilating. This is too much.
Oh, no, seriously, everything's fine. We've got it under control. Gregory, would you put it out? He's like, there's no problem. I'm miles away from the stills and the cleaning products. It's safe over here. She's like literally just hitting him at this point. Like, would you put it out, man? Would you put it out? Look what you're doing to the poor woman. Let's have some things. Let's have a
Deception, yes, please.
deceptional performance from Alexia. Up to you, your choice.
Deception.
And from, I think Alice has just gone potentially for a bio. But when she gets back, we'll get the 3 of you to make some sort of rolls. I'll let you decide on the rolls, and that will affect how things play out.
Okay.
Okay.
I rolled a 6, but I have a +7, so...
Oh, that's not terrible. 13, that's not terrible. So on a 13, let's put it this way. If you were also to roll above 10 on an insight, which let's just say your passive insight is, they are pandering to you, but they suspect you're being a bit overdramatic.
That is who I am!
You've got to humour the nobility. They get very upset otherwise.
Fern, is there any actions that you would like to take whilst Bren is footing the ladder? Nearly said Jade after all of our talk about performance. Whilst Bren is footing the ladder and Alexia is giving this performance at the back of the room, is there anything you would like to do?
Are there any doors around that seem to be being ignored, like they're locked or something?
The fire exit is open, leading out onto a back alley, which is clearly a breach of security. There's also some stairs going up to some offices, which run along like a gangway across the top. You could head up there and check out those doors if you wished.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. So as you head up the stairs, you can see there are 3 offices with like glass windows. One of them is a large office area where people are generally milling about, making it look like they're busy, but mostly drinking coffee and talking about the weekend. There's also a closed-off office which looks to be empty if you were to peer through the window, and one more room at the end which if you peer through the window there, you will see a coffee machine and some tables, but the room is currently empty. I guess this would be a break room.
And no one seems particularly bothered that I'm up here, I guess because of the distraction.
Well, I mean, if you'd like to, if you want to play it out, like, you know, one of them, someone might look your way, but they don't seem to take massive notice. You know, like you're just in plain clothes, right? So they just look across.
Yeah.
They don't seem disturbed by your appearance.
Okay. I'll head back down to the ladder then.
Okay. So Bren and Andrew, what sort of checks would you like to make for using the ladder to put the mad leaf in the still?
I don't want to fall in the still.
I mean, for example, the checks you use will determine how you do it. So if you want to use stealth, you can try and make sure you do it without being seen. If you want to try and use your acrobatics to make sure you don't fall in, you could do that. You know.
Can I do both? Can I not fall in and not be seen? Or...
What I'm saying is, it's up to you. You have a minute whilst Alexia's creating a distraction and Fern's checking out the upstairs gantry. How would you like to do this?
First of all, I think I'm going to roll acrobatics to not fall in as I do this, because I'm quite short as well.
Okay, we'll set you a DC of 5. You're on a ladder after all.
Okay. 18.
You are fine.
I do this balancing on one hand as I have to lift it.
Leaning right over the edge of the ladder. Complete breach of health and safety. Yep, got it.
And Bryn can see my legs, like see my feet as I'm leaning over into the still. You can just see these little legs.
That does not seem practical or safe. Osa's going to have a field day. Osa being the god of smart and healthy workplace practices.
Yeah. Yeah, if you hadn't guessed yet, I used to work in a factory. Is there anything that Brem would like to do at the bottom of the ladder? Any checks you'd like to make?
As I said, I was sitting on the bottom of the ladder, just using my not insignificant bulk to just keep it steady. I'll keep an eye out to make sure nobody's sort of got eyes on what we're doing.
Okay, so that sounds like a perception check to me.
Okay. That would be a 14.
On a 14, there's only one person who has seen you. They are a tiefling. They are dressed in like a coverall, which is green, and they are using a mop bucket, and they are just mopping the floor. And they look to you and just sort of nod. Everyone else around isn't really paying you much attention.
All right. I'll just give them the nice sort of like, you got this, buddy. Kind of a chin lift and whistle casually, I suppose.
Yeah, play it casual. Not too casual.
Not too casual. Not too casual. Medium level casual.
Any other checks you'd like to make?
I'm tempted to do stealth just because my legs are hanging over the edge. Okay, is it like a dexterity save or upright stealth?
Stealth, of course.
I got that one.
Buddy. If only, buddy. Oh, the rogues community is going to be so mad at you.
Yes, we are.
So, let's say you get excited by how easy this ladder is to do your acrobatic displays, that you start showing off, and literally take it from there, Alice.
Yeah, okay, so as I'm walking along, I'm sort of balancing along the edge, sort of sprinkling it all the way around as I go.
Like a flower girl at a wedding.
Yeah, like a... I was like around because I feel like I'm so nimble, like nothing can stop me.
Mm-hmm. And whilst you're doing this, a few people have stood to watch, and they've got the faces of people watching a tightrope walker. They are waiting for you to fall. They're also like standing there, like a few people have stopped working. They're looking towards you, like sort of that half smile.
I sort of, do I notice this?
Yeah, of course you do.
Yeah, I'm like, I am here to check the fermentation levels.
And of course, Bren, with your perception, you also notice that Andre is drawing a scene.
Has she emptied the bag completely yet?
Up to Andre.
I'd say so. I'd say like
Okay.
upon people seeing me, I just sort of go ta-da, and just try and make it a show and throw the rest in.
Are you still on the lip of the still, or have you made it back to the ladder?
I think if she saw people looking, she'd work her way back to the ladder.
Okay. The second she is on the top of the ladder, I will like, okay, we're going now, and start like moving the ladder with her on the top. Like,
yeah, I'm like, bye. She sort of...
As soon as you get back onto the ladder without falling in, there's sort of like a, no, fair enough, from around. So yeah, people start giving you applause.
yeah.
I'm sort of like bowing from the top of the ladder.
And what I want to do is like be moving sort of towards the exit, like taking the ladder from the upright position, and just like as I walk along, just sort of slowly like, well, she's balanced on the top because she's so very nimble. Literally like turn the ladder, and then so she's down at the floor as I walk. So literally just like, and I'll as I do that, I do a quick prayer to myself and cast guidance on myself because I really don't want to drop the ladder while I have a person on it.
Okay, perfect. So with that guidance, that sounds like either an athletics check or a strength save.
Ooh. From a meta point of view, I'd rather it was a check because I cast a guidance, not bless. So I'll
Check it
make
is.
I'll make an athletics check. Okay. Ooh, 16.
On a 16, you can feel at first it's hard work, and then you get to that point in the middle where suddenly it becomes a bit harder work, but you're on it. So there's only like a brief little like slowly, fast, slowly. Like,
I'm really trying to like do some sort of weird like legs and arms in the air, try and show off sort of thing.
At this point, I think I will tell the lady who is showing us around. It's so hard to find good help these days. I'm so sorry. I'll rein them in. They're just having a bit of fun.
As you're doing this, we're just behind you.
she's like got this person. She's beating him out. She started like going, no, look, we'll put him through a rigorous disciplinary procedure. You know, he's one of the. She like pulls you in close. She's like, just between you and me, he's one of those that's been here for like 20 years and thinks he can do anything he likes.
You can't fire him because of the thing. Yes, I get that. Yeah.
Yes, no. Well, if I had my choice. Anyway, that's beside the point. Let's go and find your. Oh my God, what are they doing?
Oh, get down from there, Andre.
I'm advertising, and I've got the T-shirt on my. I mean, I'm just sailing across.
I think she has partaken a little bit too much of your beautiful products.
You're not supposed to drink. Oh, I forgot to include no drinking on the safety tour
We were
tips.
not told no drinking. My apologies if we should not have been drinking on the tour.
I've not been drinking.
Oh.
I'm just enthusiastic.
Oh God. Now hang on. Head count 1, 2, 3. Where's and Fern? I guess by this point you're rejoining the party. She's like, oh, there you are. Thank goodness. I thought I'd lost one of you.
Oh, you got my coffee, Fern? I just sent him off to get some coffee, but I think he forgot.
Yeah, my bad.
It's fine, darling.
Please don't fire me.
I won't. We'll go over this in your quarterly evaluation.
We have the worst revolution party.
You mispronounced best.
Revolution.
You're doing very
it's
well.
Not a rogue.
Well,
It's good.
We're ahead of schedule.
she will round out the tour and probably bring you to the end of the gin trip. So if there's anything else that you guys would like to do, please let me know. Otherwise, you could move on to phase 2 of your plan.
You told us we wouldn't be able to do it today, and we did. Come on. We're doing fine.
Anything else? Just getting on to later evening now.
Did we want to hit one of the other distilleries? Do we have enough of the leave to do that, or are we only ever going to hit the big one? Oh, it's one distillery, multiple granaries. My apologies.
There are other little startup distilleries, but much
This is-
much smaller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
You know, like in this town, gin's like their beer, or like champagne is in France. You know,
Yeah.
everyone makes it. You make it in your
Sure.
bathtub, whatever.
For sure.
I definitely emptied the whole bag into the gin distillery, just as a heads up. I'm just saying.
Now, if you want to use them incendiaries tomorrow, which is entirely up to you, oh, I didn't give him a name. We'll call him. I've got this thing where when I've seen a name recently, that's the first one that pops into my head. So I was like, we'll call him Fairchild. No wait. We will call. We'll call them Lee. You know him as Lee, Andrew. He did say. Sorry, he did say that they would require some assembly. So if you want to use them,
Yeah.
you'll need.
So are these the explosives rather than?
Yeah, well, I mean, you say explosives, I say incendiary, someone else says fire starter. Really, it depends on how you mix it.
I will go back to Lee, or I will say,
We need to go get back to Lee because I want to get myself some incendiaries.
Just to be clear, we put it in the distillery, so it would be done tomorrow. So it will have to trickle down into the pubs, I guess.
Oh, the leaves will, yeah. I want this for another reason.
Okay. just checking the timeline.
You know the cheap gin, a lot of people will go straight to the distillery and avoid pub prices. There's you know, there's sort of almost an in-joke about people taking hip flasks into taverns in this town. Only tourists pay for drinks in pubs.
Okay, so that'll kick in really fast.
yeah, I'd like to go and find Lee.
Yeah, they're still they're still in the same place where you left them. They're still down in the thing with their incendiary thing. Like they've got their hood up now, and they're using like a small message cantrip or something to listen to some illegal tunes. They've downloaded them illegally from the
Rogue
Nether.
Radio.
Yeah.
Hold down, and I go and slap Lee heartily on the back.
Alright, look, there's no need for that sort of violence. There's enough of it inherent in the system.
Oh, you should have called him Neil. Right,
These,
and she just sort of gestures to the sign that the barrels in.
could we make these small and available for throwing?
Well, I mean, I guess what we could do is like essentially make them like Molotov cocktails, like, you know, like just put them in bottles and then like put rags in them and wet
Light
them.
them up.
Yeah, only problem is it'll burn really fast. Like, it might actually be better to use something like a candle or something that burns slowly, because if we use the incendiary on the rag, it's gonna burn real quick. I tested one out earlier. It took about half a second for the rag to burn.
So we need a really long one.
What I like to pride myself in is scratch this to so many DMs where they end up like this. It's my talent.
You know, a DM face palming is a badge of honor every time, without fail.
Yes.
Well, can we do it?
Well, I can get a really long rag if you want me to get a really long rag. Like, I mean, I could tie some bed sheets together or something, or like the curtains.
Curtains?
That's the second Monty Python reference. Come on.
I mean, if we can always just, if we were to set up the incendiary somewhere, could we then like throw a Molotov onto said incendiary as like instant ignition?
Like a normal Molotov onto the very, very fancy Molotovs.
Exactly that, because what you're saying about the super fast ignition time,
Yeah.
whereas we can combine the throw-in and portable fire with significantly more fire.
I can even put a little Molotov cocktail on an arrow.
We can do that, and we can also put him around the base of the tower.
I thought that was plan C, not plan A.
I know, but I really like that idea.
I still maintain that fire is not, an incendiary is not the same thing as an explosive.
Well, these are like, this is an accelerant, so really it just depends how you mix it. If you mix it with a catalyst, then you could indeed make an explosive. But like, at the moment, no, you're right. This is just like flammable.
I'll tell you what we need. We need to get to the plan of putting stuff at the base of the tower. We get some barrels of flour or something like that from one of the granaries. Set that up around the flat base of the tower. Add your fire starter. Flour under pressure. There you
Don't
got
we
an
set
explosive.
fire to the granaries?
I mean, we could just set fire to the granaries. Yes, that is going to be significantly explosive.
But Andre, we don't want this town to die. We want the Marcus to die. And if we kill the granaries, we kill the prophet. We need to, push, not kill.
Wealth needs to be dispersed amongst the populace anyway.
She doesn't
Yes.
understand. She's like,
Just blow up one of the granaries?
Sometimes
Better.
you
better.
can't make omelets without making an egg. No, wait.
Yes, Lee, very insightful. Yes.
Thank you. I think.
Yes, it was a compliment.
So we can target the tower, or we can blow up a granary or two. Make sure there's no people inside. We have options. If chaos is the key, then I mean, if you want chaos, you can set like a barrel of flour anywhere and set it to blow up. Small
I
explosions
say-
all over the place, scatter the guards.
We need to. In fact, this is where your paint can come in handy. Why don't we put out of order on the granaries and then hide the explosives?
That would be a good. I could like forge nice notice of shutdown from maybe the health inspection or something. Make it look really, really fancy, and then all the workers will turn up and say, "Ooh, nope, not today."
I actually make a lot of revolutionary signs, so if you would like me to help with that, I am a little bit skilled with a paintbrush.
Of course you are. You look so artistic.
Mostly black and red.
Obviously, yes. Yeah. Well, would we want me to do that? Make a sign? We could paint on it, but I could also make like an official-looking decree.
Yeah, I could try and like copy the like guard sigil or something like that.
That would be awesome. Let's work together on this. Andre, you agree?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I could like use something to copy from though. If someone could get their hands on a guard sigil, that would really help.
No problem. I'll go get one.
and I will walk out to try and find a guard.
Anyone following?
Oh yeah, I'll go with her.
Yeah.
I'll just need to see it once.
Okay. So you can head outside, and you can see guards lurking around.
Hello? Hello? Godman?
One of them turned round. He's like, "What, miss?
Miss, is this how you talk to a lady?
It's getting close to curfew."
It is. It is, and I need your assistance.
All right.
Yes.
I am stood next to Alexia, still in my brewery t-shirt, but I am stood just looking sort of up. And if she's distracting him, is there like a badge or anything on him?
There is a badge sewn into his tunic on his chest, right there.
Oh, I'm getting that.
Can I just... I need your assistance. You see, my son, his birthday is coming up, and he wants nothing more than to be dressed as a guard. He's like yay high, so I really would like a good look at your uniform to maybe be able to copy it for him because, you know, he looks up to you.
Make me a persuasion check. We'll set the DC at...
Can it be a deception check? I don't have a son.
You can use deception instead if you like. We'll set the DC at 13.
Ooh, that would be a 19.
Ooh, on the 19, he's like, "What, your son wants to look like me and my mates?"
Yes, you're so impressive for him. You are the epitome of manliness for him. You know, he doesn't have a father anymore.
I can't help but scoff at that, just so you know. Like, Andrew's like...
I will stealthily kick you.
Stealthily kick me. I will stealthily kick you back.
That's a rogue off.
Well, obviously he does, doesn't he? Because look at us. But yeah, why not? I mean, you can paint my picture anytime you like.
Okay, I'll just take some notes, and I'll take out my painter's kit, and I'll just make a nice painting, little quick sketch of how everything looks. Could you turn around for me, just lift off? Yes, exactly. Oh, perfect. Have you ever had your portrait made before? You should.
Nah.
Yeah. I'm the brother. So I'm the sister to the brother. He's about my size. Do you mind if I try your jacket on?
This is a guard uniform.
Oh yeah, but I've always wanted to be a guard.
That's gonna be a second persuasion check.
I'm helping.
DC 16 at advantage. Impersonating a guard is against the law, and I would have to arrest you.
I'm a child, but I've just always wanted to be a guard, haven't I, Mum?
Yes, you have. I will make you one too, darling.
You want to be a guard, not a criminal, do you?
Oh no, exactly. Which is why I wanted to, feel like one of you brave guys for once.
No, have you finished making your notes? Fun, you were going to say.
Yeah, can I hear this going on?
Oh yeah, definitely. I assumed you walked with.
Yeah, so I imagine me and Andrea are similar heights. So I'd quite like to be a guard as well. What does it involve?
Oh, well, what does it involve? Well, let me tell you. First of all, you've got to pass the physical tests, right? That's like lifting a barrel, chucking it over a wall or something. That's usually a good test. What other good tests are there? There is knowing the pointy end of a sword test. That is a good test. They give you a sword and you have to stab a mannequin, and if you do it successfully, then you pass that test. The correct use of a blunt instrument, because the guards prefer to beat someone to death. I mean, they prefer to use non-lethal weapons rather than the sword. The sword is in emergency. So we also have these here truncheons, and there is some tests on how to use it, including the twirl, which he does, and the throw in the air and catch. Good tests. Also, there is occasionally a sprint. We do it once a year. Get training, and maybe you could become a guard too.
Do you have like any tokens you could give the little ones, like a keychain or something? No. All right.
He's like, let me see. Keychain or something? Nah. No, not really.
Do you have a gift shop where I can buy a MIDI outfit of it?
No. Like I said, we are the guards, and impersonating a guard is against the law, even if you happen to be a minor. And by
Even if I
minor,
want to look just like you.
Looks like we got a new friend.
Oh, it will be fine, darling. I will make it just so that you can see it's not a copy and you can play your little game. Thank you so much. And we will see that we will be home in time for curfew. Thank you for your time.
yeah, he pulls out again. He looks at the sign. Yeah, I reckon you should get moving.
What was your name again?
My name
Yes,
is Roderick.
Roderick. Charmed.
Are any of the guards paying like close attention to this, or?
The two guards with him. There's a man and a woman. They are standing sort of not standoffishly, but ready to intercede. Do you know what I mean? Like they're not looking like they want to start a fight, but at the same time they're thinking, "Oh fucking hell, Roderick's going to start something."
But it's just the three.
Just the three of them, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast Color Spray.
Okay. Could you give us a quick description of the spell? How does it look, and what is your intended effect?
So I am going to try and knock the three of them unconscious. It probably looks like it'd be harmless fire almost. I imagine like not hot enough to actually do any damage, but it would knock them out.
Okay. Yeah, okay. And what is the... Do they need to make a constitution save? Am I right in am I misremembering?
Let me check the description.
Could be a wisdom save.
Oh, it's like sleep. So I roll 6d10, and we just subtract hit points from the total. Okay.
Okay. Roll the 60-10 and let me know the total, please.
28.
So two of them fall prone. Oh no, the last one. The woman, noticeable from obviously the bent out armor slightly. She's like shielding her eyes, but she's like, "Hey, that was magic. What are you doing?"
I'll just quickly throw my dagger at her.
Please make me an attack roll.
That will be a 19.
That will beat her armor class. Please roll me some damage.
This would be sneak attack, right?
That would be sneak attack, yes.
Can I please shout, please?
Please don't ruin the jackets.
Okay, so that's 1d4. That is 6 and 2d6. It's 12, 13.
In your surprise round of combat, you knock out all the guards, and the last one takes a lethal stab wound and falls to the ground. She's like, "Oi, what are you doing?"
Okay.
Can
Let's
I
quickly
please-
get this.
Can I swipe a jacket, please? Like, literally, if I have to swipe all of them to pile them on, and then I'm just going to run.
Yep, running.
Yeah, I'll get my dagger out, grab the jacket, and run. Stealth. Just get away.
from my position, just look at what the fuck just happened because I was very confused by the conversation with the guards. First off, because I've been told never to talk to cops, so I avoid that where possible. And I'm just there like, and everyone's running, and I'm like, to catch up.
Okay.
Actually, as we go, I murmur a healing word, and just sort of like towards the dead, the unconscious dead, or is she dead?
Let's see. It would be. She would be on saving throws.
Okay, then
if she was a PC, yeah.
Okay, then I'll fling a healing word at her as I sort of huff away because it's 60-foot range on a healing word. So I'll wait till I'm like round a corner and just be like, I am with you. And just send a healing word.
The old peek around the corner.
Pretty much like a sort of a, like, you know, bullshit, but like a prayer.
Yeah, of course.
So she's not dead.
Okay.
Or, you know, bleeding out on the street from a very impressive stab wound, because I don't particularly want the guards pissed off that one of their members got dead just before we want to kick off a revolution.
Yeah.
Well, this escalated quickly. That wasn't the plan.
Well, she's not dead.
I'm in like 2 jackets, and they're too long for a halfling anyway.
That's very stylish.
Andrew, can you just put those in your backpack? Let's not just be seen with them right now, as it is curfew.
I just put my brewery t-shirt over the top of
Oh, you're becoming
I am
wide.
slowly getting bigger from the layers I am gaining. And I'm sort of like,
Well, back to the tavern.
and I just sort of mooch off back to the tavern.
We just take a way around.
Yeah, we go through the back door.
Yeah, and you guys can either head downstairs or sit in the common room. It's much like it was yesterday.
Are you all right, Bren? You look a bit.
Not built for running.
Breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale.
And I start pouring beers. Haven't been contaminated.
It's fine. I'm just not very built for running.
That's all right.
Did you want that guard to stay dead? Because I sort of made her well, not undead. That's a different thing entirely.
Yeah,
But
don't do
not
that.
dead. Not dead.
The thing is, it was just going so quickly, and I saw them fall, and was like, well, no, what do you call it? Bystanders that know how we look, but well, she's still alive, so.
Well, the 2 ones that are unconscious would know what you look like anyway.
Oh, they just got unconscious. I don't know magic. It looked like he killed them.
Vern, did you kill them? They just look kind of like passed out drunk-ish.
I don't think I killed them.
That's very reassuring.
We
Thank
just
you.
needed jackets.
Yes, but I'm so sorry. I don't know magic. I thought he killed them. Well, I'll just put on my other dress and fix my
Right.
hair, and it will be fine.
Sure, sounds like a plan.
Yes.
Do we need to like take apart one of those jackets that actually fits you, Andre?
I'd quite like that. I
Right.
wouldn't mind one my own size.
Well, I can do this thing where I can mend stuff. So if we like cut it down a bit, I don't know. I'm not very good
Okay.
at sewing.
Well, I'm sure it'll look good either way.
Well, one of them fit me. I'm kind of larger around the midsection.
I'm sure it'll fit you. If not, I'm sure we can get some extra material from somewhere.
Oh, if we're going to cut one down to fit you,
There's
I
going to
can
be
use the
extra.
excess material and I'll pad out the sides.
Yeah.
Yes,
Andrew, you took 2. I took 1, so I can. wear
that's
this
free.
one.
I will make but Bren, that'd be greatly appreciated if you could make one of these my size.
And I literally just stand there.
Right.
Like-
What I'm going to try and do, and this is going to be hilarious and bad, I will take the sharp side of my hand axe, because I don't have a dagger, and start like slicing down the side of it. and then cut a piece out of the side and then hold the sides together and cast mending down the side to try and knit the side of the tunic back together again.
Ingenious use of spellcasting. That sounds brilliant.
I
No-
literally just stood there letting all this happen.
No checks required. Yes, this is a thing. This is
I'd
canon.
also like to be pointing at Lee at the same time, like tapping on the badge.
I've got the symbol for ya.
Oh yeah. Well, that's great. Perhaps we could yeah, just give me like till morning. I mostly like sleep in the day and work through night anyway. So like, you know, I can do that tonight. How many do you want?
Well, it's mainly just we want the symbol.
Well, you've
Now
got-
the incendiaries. How many is that? I'm confused.
I'm confused.
I'm concentrating on stitching the side of a shirt with mending.
I'm concentrating being stitched on.
What, you wanted like signs to put on the granaries. So like,
yeah.
How many do you want?
Just two. Two would be enough, I'd say.
Just 2. All right. Yeah, I can do that.
I can help you. I also have some supplies for that. Shall we do them together, darling?
If you want. Are you a fan of Cradle of Death?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a fan, but I have heard of them.
All right. I'll keep my cantrips to myself.
Well, if you're offering.
And he starts playing teenage, like, you know, the geared towards teenage punk style metal that probably most of us have a lot of nostalgic attachment to.
Yeah, Bren starts humming along while stitching the side of this tunic shut with mending.
And Andrew's just like, if you can hear it.
If we're
Just
listening,
nothing spot.
if we're listening for more than a minute, I'll be able to mimic the speech patterns of anyone, so I can sing along beautifully.
Oh, excellent.
Just scream mode.
I mean, you could probably add deaf screaming to your
Exactly.
language
Oh.
list.
I want to see Lady Alexia fucking doing a screamo number. Perfect.
Thank you very much to Gemsong, who donates a nat 20 to everyone.
Ooh, thank you.
So, nat 20s galore. Yeah, you guys can spend the night working on these, and by the morning you will have 2 signs geared in favor of official decree closed down for health and safety reasons.
Yeah, we'll have those on the granary. I think I will be all suited and booted in guard sort of outfit, as it were. Do we have the little badges from the blacksmith?
Yeah, he'll turn up in the morning. He's like, "Oh, good morning. It didn't take very long, actually. What I did was I made a mould out of sand and I cast them directly. All I then had to do was a little bit of polishing. And seeing Bren, he walks over to him and he's like, well, Bren, you could, if you would like to have a look, it's you can see, you know, as you can see a little bit of a matte finish where like the sand was, but then I blasted it afterwards.
That
using,
is some very impressive work. And you're
It's-
an apprentice.
Well, I am an apprentice. The blacksmith, my master, he keeps saying that we should heat up metal and rework it and not forge it afresh. He says that's a different set of skills, but I think save a lot of time if you set it in the right shape and then just do a little bit of machining afterwards.
I'll tell you what, you need it. I will write you a letter to the guild because that is some impressive thinking that I think the Smiths Guild needs in this time, especially of political change.
Right, Red. that would be that.
I pat him on the cheek. You're adorable. It's fine.
He sits down. So yes.
I will slip Angus a gold for his beautiful work. How many did he make?
He made you 10.
10. Good.
There was 6 or 7 of you. There's 6 in the revolution, but 6 wasn't a number that was divisible by 5, so he didn't like that.
Mood.
I will start pinning into my lapel, maybe underneath the lapel, so that it's not super obvious, and I'll start handing it out to people.
Who took the 3rd guard shirt? If Andrew's wearing one, okay, cool.
And I will be little bit sad while putting away my fine bejeweled clothes and pinning down my hair and taking off the makeup and changing considerably.
Unless you wanted the guard shirt, Fern, in which case you can have this one.
Well, I did kind of do most of the work.
That's very true. I'll give you this shirt. I'll give you the shirt off my back. And I will look at the adjustments I made, go with the hand axe, and just sort of make it smaller. Because you're kind of buff, because you're a swordbarian or a barbsurer.
Yeah.
There's buffness involved. And adjust that and hand it over to you quite happily.
Okay.
A swordbarian, love it.
So
Are we ready?
yeah, I'm in my leather armor. I've got my shield and I've got my warhammer.
So, just to be clear,
Mhm.
have we set the explosives around the tower, Scrap, or I'm confused what we did.
You haven't yet. What you've done so far is you have spiked the distillery, and you have stolen some guard uniforms. In the meantime, you had Lee doing nothing and then making posters through the night with some help from Alexia, and Angus made some pins for you. That is all that you have done so far. The incendiaries are not prepped. There's no explosives.
Bren, one thing. You're now the only one who still looks the same. Would you like me to just spruce you up a little bit differently so you won't
The
be...
guards didn't see me. I made a
didn't
point.
see you.
I was stayed back until they were unconscious.
Good. So I can put away my fake mustache.
I already have a beard and a mustache, Lady Alexia.
I know, but this is a fake one, and it's really, really pretty.
Can I have it?
Yeah, Andrew would look amazing with a mustache.
Literally, I'm she put it on my face.
You just tug the ends behind your ears.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Okay, so you have nice big mustache going on.
I'll tell you what. Here we go. If Lee is all right to stay awake a bit longer and prep some incendiaries, when we go put our signs at the granaries, we can take some barrels or flour and set them up by the tower. 2 birds, one barrel. That's how that goes, right? 2 birds, 1 barrel.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out, is this Tash black? Because I have bright red hair.
Please say yes.
Oh, white, actually.
Even better.
Yeah.
Excellent.
You've got a Colonel Sanders mustache.
Yeah.
Bright red-haired halfling.
I could put on some matching white mutton chops if you'd like.
No, I think that might irritate. I've got very delicate skin.
It's
So-
gorgeous, though.
Just to be clear on logistics, this pub is right next to the gin distillery.
Everyone out.
People today, they're a bit quieter, if anything. Lee says, "Yeah, I can make explosives or flammables, whatever you want. I can make it all. Yeah. Just give me a couple of hours. I can stay awake, and I'll make you some incendiaries. Yeah."
That'd be awesome, thank you.
I throw the horns at Lee.
Yeah.
We should really go put these signs up.
He nods at Bren and goes, "Yeah, track 7, 2 birds, 1 barrel." And
Man with taste. Okay, where's this?
Andrew looks at them sort of like,
Yeah.
and walks out.
Yeah, if we head to one of the granaries, put up the sign, and as we leave that, I can take a couple of barrels. And as we go to the other granary, pick up a couple more, and then we can set them up around the base of the tower.
I will escort her to make it look like there is a guard escorting him rather.
Yeah, well, Fern and I are coming too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, we'll
don't
go
know
as a,
what
we'll
else
go
we
as a group.
yeah.
I'm just like I've been like co-opted by this group of guards
Exactly.
to do the grunt work.
Exactly. We will just throw some insults at you while we're walking.
I mean, that's kind of unnecessary, Lady Alexia, but if you feel that that is required for the performance.
For the performance.
Right.
I adore you, you know that.
I have done community theatre. I have been yelled at by posh ladies like yourself before.
Well, I'm not that posh, but
Sorry.
friend, just let me let you in on a little secret. I'm not really noble.
Oh, well, you've got it down pat because I found you very dislikable. I assumed that was a nobility thing.
Exactly, but you know, just let it.
You're selling it. You are selling it, Lady Alexia. Do I have to keep calling you Lady?
No. I'm a god now. Just call me Alice.
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 Alice. That will not be confusing at all.
Well, this is interesting. This is.
I'm a god now.
And then like Andrew step forward and goes,
I would like to be called Alexia.
Alexia the mustachioed.
and I twizzle my moustache as I
Fern, do you want to be called something else? Or are you happy? Bush, maybe? That fun.
Pine.
Tree.
You guys can call me Jade.
Jade. I like that name. That's a very pretty rock, that is, Jade.
Jade. Alexia.
This is going to get so good.
You done this to yourselves, okay? I said nothing. I said nary a word, okay? However, as you leave the establishment, you will notice a poster on the opposite wall, branding the symbol which you were copying this very night. It is a guard notice. Be on the lookout for fake guards who have stolen uniforms and accosted the guards. Security heightened.
Well, it's lucky I've got my moustache.
And I will just bypass the whole sign.
We're convincing enough.
How well affixed? Sorry, how well affixed to the wall is this notice?
It's like just tacked up.
Are there pictures?
I'll steal it off the wall as we walk by, just sort of like, oh, lean on the wall. Oh, look, I fell, and I took the sign off the wall with me. Oh, look what happened. That's why you need to use better adhesive, quite frankly.
Are there pictures on there of us, or?
No. Their sketch artist is possibly one of the ones you knocked out. Who knows?
We knocked out the sketch artist. And make my way to the granaries.
I'll stuff the notice in like my pocket as we go. If I see any more, I will take those down as well, covertly.
There will be a total of 3 on the way to the granary. The first 2 you can take down with no problem. However, the last one is right next to 2 guards.
Maybe I'll leave that one then, unless somebody wants to cause a distraction.
I will cause a distraction. I will take one of the posters you have and walk straight over to them proudly.
Have you seen any of these like folks around? We're trying to keep a lookout. Now, have you seen any of them?
Can you roll me a deception check, please?
While this is going on,
7.
while this is going on, I'm gonna do blessings of the trickster on Alexia. And I'm like,
Which one?
Which one?
Actual
Lady
Alexia.
Alice the guard. On Alice the guard. And I will like gently tap her on. I'm quite short and she's quite tall. Approximately the shoulder, as much as I can reach without too much effort. And just like, okay, right hand be with you. Go get that poster.
What does Blessing of the Trickster do exactly?
It gives you advantage on stealth checks for an hour.
Oh, ooh.
I'll drop that in the chat if anyone is curious.
I'm still pointing at this poster to these cards.
So like one of them turns to you and goes, "Oh, morning. Your beard's coming off your ear," and like puts it back on. Then turns back to the other one and goes, "Wait a minute."
And I'm just like, what's wrong with my facial hair?
It was
Yeah.
falling off. Are
Yeah,
you
so-
really a guard?
Wait a minute. Are you insulting my appearance and making judgments on me before you even know me? I thought this guard place was a place for all people.
No. Who told you that?
Roderick.
The sketch artist.
I just spat water from my laptop. Thank you, Sprat.
Can I just, whilst this is going on, make use of that advantage on stealth and try and sneakily take it down?
Yes, sure. Remember, you do all also have a nat 20.
I know, I've just seen gem swords come.
Can I choose to use it or after I've rolled or before?
If you want to use it after you've rolled, it will cost you 2 nat 20s. So, no is my answer currently.
But I'm just.
I
I'm talking
have advantage. Well, actually, I would be a 23, so I think I'm fine.
Oh, yeah. Have you rolled advantage as well, just in case you get a crit?
Yeah. This is with advantage. The other one. There's a natural 16 and a natural 8.
Cool,
And I
okay.
have a +7 on stealth.
So, you can sneak by. Fortunately, these two guards are now rounding on Andrew, who they believe may be one of the very guards that they're supposed to be looking out for today. And,
I'm standing there with my hands on my hips. I am very annoyed. And I'm like,
How dare you single me out? How dare you?
you can slip the poster off the wall easily and sneak away again on your 23. And they're like, "No, this is not an inclusive. No, we're guards. We defend the laws, not anything else."
What laws?
like she suddenly is like,
Hang on a minute.
The ones what Marcus enforces.
Okay then. Well, I want to talk to Marcus about this then. Take me to him.
Indeed we will. And he slaps a set of cuffs on your wrist.
I would like to try and get out of these.
Sleight of hand or dexterity save.
25. I would like to just be like,
No. I am a person as much as you are.
I love her so much.
Alice, as one of them tries to tackle you, can you please make an initiative roll?
15.
Your dexterity is higher, so you have the advantage, but they are trying to tackle you now. Having slipped cuffs, they're trying to manhandle you physically.
I would like to try and swipe the first one with the rapier. On an 11.
That just hits his chainmail.
Yep. And then I'm going to. I can't attack again, can I? No.
Okay, if anyone else would like to get involved in this combat between Andri and the guards, you may, but they are trying to arrest her. So this is your... If you roll initiative, you run the risk of also being arrested. That is the condition. So with that, roll initiative if you want to.
I shall.
Oh, that was bad.
17.
17.
5.
Hang on. Come on, roll 20. There we go. Jeez.
Okay. So whilst you guys are doing that, the guards just try and tackle you. Can you please give me a contested athletics? You're looking to beat an 18.
Is that all of us? Sorry,
No,
or
just This is just Alice's surprise round before we go into actual combat.
What, guard Alice or?
No, yeah. Andrea Alexia, who is standing on her soapbox about inclusivity, and the guards are having none of it.
Rightly so.
Okay, as they attack me, I would like to constantly shout, "Help! Help! I'm being repressed!" to any group that is around.
Sure. Where's your athletics check?
Okay, I'm sorry. 20. Fight me.
So you managed to shrug off these guards, like shouting that you're being oppressed, somehow keeping yourself free.
I'm just jumping from position to position. Like, I'm sort of looking at the others, maybe you should keep going and try and, like...
So, okay, we're into initiative. Top of the round, first of all, is Alexia... No, the guard Alice, formerly known as Alexia.
You know what? I'm just going to walk right up to them, very sternly, and say, "What the hell do you think you're doing with my new recruit?"
Ooh. Is that an intimidation or a performance?
Or a deception?
Ooh.
Unexpected twist.
I'll let you have deception. I'll let you have it.
And I will take that natural 20.
Of course. Now, they believe you. They believe that you are indeed some sort of position of authority and that this is an apprentice. But they're also very confused.
I get that. You're not that smart.
They sort of hesitate. And will temporarily step out of combat. Maybe we'll come back to it. But you have, for a second, ceased combat as they sort of stop trying to shrug Andrew into cuffs. What do you mean, apprentice?
What do you mean, apprentice? You know as well as I do that when you started off as a guard, you had a few days where you were walking around with your mentor.
I'm brushing myself out, like, yeah!
And you, lady, this is no way to behave as a new guard. You will come with me and we will go over the laws and rules again.
I was only trying to ask for information.
And I hold the sign up again.
I know. And this is very important, and I'm very glad you're so enthusiastic, but this is not the way to go about it.
I'm sorry.
Good. And you two, jumping to conclusions. Let me take down your numbers and names so I can talk to your superiors.
But they're wearing a fake beard.
But yes.
Is it your choice in how I dress myself?
I told you to shush it.
Sorry.
I see you've done your hair very nicely this morning. You weren't born with that much gel in your hair.
But
I don't think it's gel.
But we're looking for, and he turns back to the poster on the wall, which is gone, and he's like, turns to the poster in her hands and goes, "Look, we're looking for people who are acting suspicious."
I know that.
But
come on, who do you think I am? Names, numbers, let me put them down. I will put you both on probation if you don't start acting more professionally.
I'm number 643, Burt Reynolds.
Yes, come on, we haven't got all day.
I just picked a fight with Burt Reynolds.
And it was, I'm 327, Tom.
327? I was trying to watch out for you. You have, just keep you're this close. Okay, well, just go around. Let's look for the real imposters and not get the new recruits, yes?
They sort of like don't know whether to bow or salute, so they do both. Yes, ma'am, and like, like.
As you were.
And they pretty much run.
Good. Well, that went nice.
That was amazing. You should be in community theatre.
You know what? When they stop the shutdown, I will totally come and audition.
You should. There's this upcoming bard by the name of Will Shake Sword. His stuff's very good.
Cool.
The granary is ahead of you.
Stick up a sign on the outside. Clear out everyone inside. If there's anyone there.
I will keep up the authoritative tone and tell everyone to scoot.
Yep. People tend to just go with you, actually. You have guard uniform, you have lots of props. That will make this, if it was to roll, it'd be at like double advantage or something, so we'll just give it to you. You put up the signs, you can scooch everyone out. You also just sent 2 guards nearby running, so they're not going to question you at all. Okay, what would you like to do once the granary is clear?
Would it be possible to find like a wagon or a cart to load up with a few barrels of tightly packed either flour or like barley grain, something where it's very densely packed?
Yes, indeed.
I'd like to do that and take
A little cart or something?
like a wagon or something with wheels and a base so I can put stuff in so I don't have to just carry it.
There'll be like a low bed cart outside, which is pretty much designed for people to roll barrels onto.
Perfect.
Lazy Sally, are they called, the little ones?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know Lazy Susan's the dinner table one.
Oh, that's a Susan. Damn it.
But yeah, load up that full of barrels and head over to the tower.
Okay, you can indeed. As you head over to the tower, you can see that the sun is already starting to fall low in the sky. As we know, time is a fickle thing in these D&D one-shots, and IRL, we've got about 40 minutes. In-game, you have the afternoon to start implementing your plan. Lee arrives on the scene for expediency, and he's like, look, my skin's like literally burning. I'm dying out here.
I hold my shield above his head.
But there was a slight problem.
Problem?
Well, I was a little bit tired, and I've never really made incendiaries before, and I was in a pub, and I was right next to a distillery.
What does that mean?
Did you drink anything?
He sort of just points, and you can see smoke rising.
Oh dear.
I guess things are kicking off a bit sooner then.
Well, the important thing is that you tried.
There's like a small explosion, and like you can see like a large like fireball rise up, and like, yeah.
Okay, well.
Did we
Time to go.
Yeah.
did we want to like get these in place, get some distance, and then ignite these barrels and try and blow up the side of the tower?
Yep. Go, go, go. And sort of run.
Yeah. Yep. Shove the barrels of flour against the wall like in a cluster, and like pop whatever the incendiary is on the top.
The tower faces like a marching square. I've forgotten what they're called. But there's a square there, and people seem to have just gathered there today. They're not rioting, but they do seem to have gathered. They're sort of like almost in a daze, like they're bumping into each other. If anyone can make a medicine DC of 10 or higher, I'll tell you what's wrong with them.
I'll give it a shot. Come on. Ooh, that'd be a dirty 20.
On a dirty 20, you can see that they are under the effects of low amounts of berserk potion. They all feel disgruntled and like they should be doing something, but they need some impetus to get them going.
Oh, right.
Okay, so
Andre. I put Andre up on my shoulders, so we're about 7 foot tall between us.
yeah,
I'm like, quick, push through the crowd to the front, to the front.
like
Shoving people out the way.
Yeah, guards are coming out of the tower like, disperse, disperse. The gin distillery is on fire. We need to get carts out and we need to protect.
Do not disperse.
as they stand on top of Bren, and now I'll be like,
We have been under Marcus, whatever his name
Aurelius.
is. Aurelius.
I say from underneath you, Aurelius.
Aurelius, thank you. Enough. The tyranny must end. He has taken away our music and our happiness, and now our gin. Uprise with me, people.
And then I'm going to like do like an almighty sort of like roar, and I'm gonna rip my guard tunic open to reveal the distillery t-shirt underneath. And I'd like to use a nat 20.
Yes.
Okay.
Choice.
Okay. So as you do this, the people sort of cheer and begin mobbing the guards as they come out, essentially pinning them in. So you have the scenario now where the guards are trying to get out and try and protect the city, and the people are mobbing them instead.
They need to take the guards somewhere else so we can get in the tower. Where could they go?
The park?
The park.
To the park!
To the tavern.
Well, that one burnt down, so...
To another tavern. So he just, yeah.
The library, I don't know.
Like, I'm literally now on top of Bren, like stood on top of the shoulders. I've got my rapier out and I'm screaming Viva la Revolution from the top.
Fern,
And I would like to acquire a hat, please.
Fern,
Fern, take off your jacket.
but
Before they...
also, but also, Fern, can you like ignite those barrels over there? Have you got any like? Can you set something on fire from a distance?
Yeah, I can. When do you want me to do it?
Now seems as good a time as any, quite frankly.
Okay.
Are the people far enough from, the...
They'll move very quickly.
I don't know why I've got advantage on, but
So does this,
It's
like,
fine.
the image I'm picturing right now is a massive explosion behind us with this epic stance that we could all take. Is that a possibility?
Yes, we'll put a little bit of... I've never seen flour exploding, so I'm just going to give it my best shot. It will explode in like a massive fireball, but also with like a white sort of tinge to the outsides as powder flies away. It doesn't seem to do anything to the tower, this massive explosion, until the powder clears a little bit and the smoke clears, and you can see a massive hole in the side of the tower.
Stay in school.
Yo.
And just from what I learned from Lee and Bren earlier, I'm like this.
As you do this, it begins to rain.
Yeah.
Dang it. Oh no, that just makes glue with flour.
Except the
Is it
rain stings your eyes.
It's is it? Is it gin?
It's gin.
Hot gin.
I was like, can I find a hat? Something anywhere. If a guard has a hat, I'm taking it, please.
Oh, we need to get up that tower.
I was going to say, can I run to the tower?
Yeah, let's head to the tower.
The tower.
To push through the crowd, I will need athletics checks of DC. We'll make it an easy DC of 10. They're quite distracted, but they're also mobbed. There's a DC 10 athletics checks to push your way through.
Scranicus,
Yes.
can I, with Andrew's permission, throw her
Throw me.
like fastball special to get her over the crowd to the door?
Yes.
I would like to take a brave start.
Slightly-
I will use my natural 20 to
course.
ensure she gets there.
I was going to say slightly higher DC, but that covers it. The nat 20 flies in. Also, we have another donation. We have a nat 20 to Alexia. I assume original Alexia,
yeah,
as you are
OG.
still... Yeah, OG Alexia. And Andri also gets another nat 20. And also there's 100 bits just because. Thank you so much, Gemson.
Could I please make a superhero landing?
3-point landing.
Well, I would need you to make a dex save.
And I'm going to roll my athletics check after throwing.
20.
Yes.
I would like to be flung through the air and then make a superhero landing.
You know
Yeah,
what?
it's
Some
crap.
say it's tough on the knees, but you've never noticed.
I've never... There's like a little crater where I've just...
Yeah. And I rolled a 19 on my athletics check after throwing to like then get through the crowd.
Yeah, I'd say people are almost looking at the way you just threw someone, and when you try and push through them, they're just like, no, please, please.
Can I just be obnoxious and do a very pretty acrobatics flip through
Parkour through the
above
crowd.
people's heads?
You wanna
Parkour through the crowd?
land on shoulders and stuff? Okay, yes, I will negotiate yes, but slightly higher DC. DC 13.
That's fine. I hope.
You got another net 20.
Yeah, that is an 18.
An 18. So yeah, you can do that. You sort of like do the whole Assassin's Creed thing where you land on shoulders and you can get through. Burn on a 6 athletics. Unfortunately, the mob, as they are trying to move out of Bren's way, they are getting more in your way.
Go into a rage. Fire. Go on.
Yeah, I've not used that yet. Yeah,
I love that trick. Phoenix sorcerers are amazing.
I'll rage.
Yeah, I love how nonchalantly.
Yeah.
I'll rage. I just picture Fern in the crowd, like, yeah.
Mm.
This is annoying me. I will rage.
Honestly, the blase Sorbarian it speaks true to me. This is amazing. So can you just, sorry, I'm not massively familiar with Phoenix Barbarian. Could you, could you explain your rage?
Oh boy.
Not in too much detail, just the relevant facts.
So, sorry, like in terms of actual rules, or
Yes and no. I am a rule of cool DM. If you can give me a description that's cooler than the actual rules, I'll believe it.
okay. I mean, it would probably be just heat radiating off of him.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be on fire as such, but he'd definitely radiate heat.
Okay. Maybe as the gin touches you, it just like instantly like.
People are gonna get so drunk.
Yeah.
Vaporized gin.
And of course, this gin is also full of mad leaf as well.
Yeah.
This crowd is gonna get so messed up.
But yeah, when you do this, people just sort of at first they're like jostling you, but then as you start to get warmer, they're like whoa 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 whoa, whoa, and people will start to move out of your way also.
Okay.
The tower, a few bricks fall, and as though starting the start of a landslide, a few more bricks fall, and the tower begins to lean slightly. It just leans a little bit and then stops. Rocks back a little bit, and it's definitely not quite right.
Can we see Marcus Aurelius anywhere?
He is leaning out of a window at the top for just a brief moment and then disappears back inside.
How tall is it?
4
The
stories.
tower? In feet? Just to... the range increments and stuff.
Between 30 and 40 feet tall.
How close is everybody to me right now? Like, how far is everyone from me?
I think once you get through the crowd, you can all regroup.
Yeah.
Okay. I am going to cast Bless on everybody else because I can cast it on up to 3 people. Oh, wait.
That was saving throws, right?
Actually, I'm going to cast it at level 2 so I can get myself. So, up to 3 creatures of your choice within range, attack rolls and saving throws. You get to add d4. It lasts for a minute. So,
Fantastic.
What's that on, sorry?
attack rolls and saving throws.
Awesome.
So you just get to add a d4 regardless while I've got concentration up.
Nice.
Okay, so running in, I think.
Run.
Seems
Yeah.
legit.
Yep.
Rapier out, going.
Okay, so you guys are heading in. Are you hoping to head up the tower? Is that what's going on? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, I guess so. Running up towards
Yeah.
Marcus Aurelius.
Yeah.
Okay. We will head up the stairs are sort of leaning. The first floor has stairs which are partially blown away from your flower explosion. And you can see up. The next floor has ladders. There's also a trap door beneath the tower on the floor, currently covered in debris. There's also a few guards which have been blown back by the blast through the wall. They seem to be unconscious.
Yeah, I'll step over them and keep running.
Yep, keep going.
Yeah.
Okay, you can make your way up the tower. The tower is still leaning. You get to the first floor. There is a guard hiding under a bunk, very noticeably, and also rungs built into the wall, creating a ladder.
I would suggest you lead, mate, quite frankly.
Chop chop.
And I just sort
Keep
of usher him out and get going.
Yep.
He just comes out like, "Thank you. I've only got 2 days until retirement," and like he runs out.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
Yep. So the trapdoor will open easily. It's just like a push open thing. On the next floor, there are 2 guards who are standing right against the side of the wall, which would keep the tower up. As you guys climb the ladder, which is on the opposite side, you felt the tower lean more, and they're like trying to like grab furniture and pull it to this side.
I'd leave if I were you. Just saying.
Oh, we can't.
Yeah, you can. You'll be fine.
As
You
one,
want to...
I start piling like more furniture that end so that they
Yeah.
can leave.
okay, so as you guys pile the furniture that way, do you also stand at that end?
Well, we got to keep going up, surely.
Yeah.
Well, as one of them tentatively walks towards the ladder, you know, the whole tower's sort of wavering just a little bit. But he gets to the ladder and he makes his way down. The other one sort of like gets down onto his belly and like just crawls along the floor. And whilst they're doing this, you guys can carry on heading up. The next floor has a dining chamber and a small office.
Check the office in
office.
case he's in there. Again, maybe try and shove any heavy furniture up against the wall to help counterbalance the lean.
Yep, of course. So, who wants to give me an investigation check for the office? You can all do this.
I'll leave that to the lady rogues and concentrate on shoving furniture.
I will not do well, but I will try. 8.
I'll help shoving
Oh,
furniture.
plus 4. 8, 9, 12.
That's 17.
It's a D4, Alice, not a 4.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, well, you get a 4 with it as well.
Add a D for you.
Oh.
Oh no, it's saving throws, not checks.
Oh, I see.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
My apologies.
Yeah.
So you don't get the D4.
That's alright, that's me not reading the spell, not you. Okay, you guys can check. What was your roll again? Sorry, Alexia?
17.
A 17. On an 8, Andrew, you find that there is indeed a table, a desk, some papers. None of them seem relevant. Alexia, you will find a small piece of parchment which is signed by a group which has a black hand with an eye in the center.
Do I recognize it?
This is a part of the... this good question. Give me a history roll before I reveal that information.
That would be a 4.
On a 4, no. Maybe this has something to do with Vecna. Old legends, who knows?
Does anybody recognize this?
Can I roll a history check?
Sure.
Cool. Yeah, I think I'm alright at history. I'm not bad at history. 13.
On a 13, this belongs to a group of thieves or assassins. They use magic to steal things. They are known as the Mage Black Hand. Press.
Oh,
I knew it.
you might want to keep hold of that, Alexia.
Okay.
The document, if you were to open it and read it, contains instructions to keep the town under lock and key until one of their agents can come and secure the artifact.
The artifact. I will share this information with the group.
And we keep.
And we keep going. I will not read.
I'm imagining yakety sax playing while we run up this tower. Quite frankly.
I've got the Benny Hill song in my
Yeah.
head.
Yakety sax. Yeah.
Yeah.
The next trapdoor is on the side of the tower, which is leaning. The hatch is shut. It is locked. It doesn't budge.
Okay, who's the lightest? Andrew?
Possibly, yes.
Well, you're light, you're roguish. We'll just stand on the other side. You open it?
Okay.
Adam, what do I need to roll for that?
Good question.
Thieves' tools?
Sleight of hand to try and pick it.
Thieves' tools, right?
Sorry?
Thieves' tools, right?
Thieves' tools check.
You can do. The problem is there is no lock on this hatch.
Oh.
Oh, so is it like something's weighing it down?
Uh-huh.
I was gonna say, am I still raging?
Last a minute.
Yeah, I think it's only taken you a minute to get up the tower. Why not? You're pretty quick.
After you, Fern. You're a little smaller than I am. Very strong, equally strong. After you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just try and shove it open, I guess.
Okay. Make me a athletics check with advantage, of course, because you're raising.
Yep.
The DC on this will be minimum 13. However, if you score over an 18, there may be other effects.
I haven't used my natural 20 yet. This is a good time. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this could only end well.
As you thunder into this thing, indeed, the hatch virtually explodes as you just like push it with your like heated, ragey hands. The hatch nearly explodes, but also the tower rocks violently, and instead of going back and forth now, it leans and stops.
That seems promising.
You're at about a 30-degree angle now.
Oh.
Okay.
I jump into the room.
Yeah, I will follow. I'm going to cast Bless on everyone else.
Holding onto a window on the opposite side of the room, at the top of the room, is Marcus Aurelius in his gleaming armor with his scimitar ready.
Can I... First of all, can I shout, like, you know...
Where's the artifact?
This is my city. You can't take the artifact or anything else. My guards will be here in no time. Guards!
Oh, we let them out the back door earlier.
Yeah, no, I think you're on your own.
You traitors! Traitors! Guards! Guards!
What artifact?
Make me an intimidation check.
I will have my scimitar near his face. So maybe she could get an advantage for the intimidation?
It would Marcus isn't the sort of... He's a skilled swordsman. He's not the sort of person who's intimidated by having blades near his face. So
enough.
unfortunately, on an 11, he just says, "No, have at you! Come on! Come at me if you think you're hard enough!"
Can I do
Woof,
something?
woof.
Yes. Can I do something as a bonus action before we roll initiative?
Sure.
I'm going to summon a spiritual weapon in the shape of an even bigger warhammer than mine.
I'm like, oh, damn.
Okay. Let's us roll up some initiative.
Heck yes. Oh, again? Come on.
14.
14.
7.
Waiting for mine to actually show up.
Oh, roll 20 issues. That always happens.
Yeah. Come on.
What was your roll again? Sorry, Alexia.
14.
14. Yours is also 14. Who's got the higher dex out of the two of you?
I have... Where am I? I have an 18 dex, so +4.
You will go first.
Okay. So we've got...
I'm just bad at rolling, that's the thing.
Andri, followed by Guard Alice Alexia, followed by still waiting on Fern's initiative roll to show up, but I'm sure it'll come along.
Yep.
It's one of those things.
Yeah.
You can always try click it again, and we'll just take the first.
Sometimes it doubles
Oh,
up.
there we go,
There it
11.
is. There it is. So on your
There we
11, you will come before. Sorry, Bren, yours was a 7.
7. Yeah.
Yep. So Fern, Marcus, and no wait, Fern, Marcus, Bren. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
name. That's it. So
Yeah.
Andrew, you have the con.
If the tower has tipped, how far are we from the ground?
You're still probably about 25, 30 feet from the ground.
Okay. I think she's going to rush, just sort of rush at him, and with her rapier, just try and knock the sword out of his hand, like sort of strike his arm.
Please make me an attack roll.
20. And that is 11 damage.
That includes the sneak attack, the crit, the 6.
Oh yeah, I need to add a 6 to that, don't I?
No, you didn't actually get a crit. It's a dirty 20, so we'll knock off the 6.
Oh no, but don't I roll a 4, 1d4?
That's to the attack roll, not to the damage.
Oh, I see, okay.
So you've already hit.
Yeah.
So that's fine. You can hit him, but he is a very skilled swordsman. I'm not letting you disarm him. Basically, that's
Yeah, no, that's fine.
like,
That's what she would intend to do, but
yeah. He will manage to keep hold of his sword. Okay. So anything else you'd like to do?
No, I think I'm all good. Maybe just shout at him the artifact. What artifact? Just so, like, she's curious now. This isn't out of like, we must know. This is, I want to know because I'm now intrigued.
Guard Alice, formerly known as Alexia.
I have actually taken my guard jacket off outside because I saw the mob.
Of course.
So I'm back to Alexia-ish.
Alexia-ish.
Alexia, got it.
How far am I away from him right now?
Oh, you had like your sword right close to him, didn't you? So you're in like melee distance, right?
Yeah. Okay, good. I'll just poke him a little. See if that works.
Sure. Give me a roll.
I can add a d4 to the roll, right?
To the attack roll, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. That is a 25.
Funnily enough, that hits.
Yeah. Is there someone else within 5 feet of him?
Andreas.
So I can be a little bit sneaky. And he is, yeah.
You can add some sneak
So
attack
it
damage.
is a sneak attack. Oh, okay, good. Okay, so that is 28. That is 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 damage.
14 damage.
And I think Fern is next for us, right?
Yes, yes.
I will give him an advantage on hitting him with the help action because I'm a master of tactics.
Awesome. How would you? Can you do that in character for us?
I can say, Fern, I poked him there. That's where it hurts.
Okay.
Fun. Alexia has pointed out an injury on Marcus Aurelius. How would you like to act?
Master of tactics.
I mean, you said he was by the window earlier, right?
Yeah, he's holding onto the
Push
window
him
for
out
support.
for the long
How far away from him am I?
At this point, we haven't placed you in combat yet, so virtually anywhere you like.
Okay, I'd be fairly close. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'll try and rush him and knock him out of the window. Sure.
Ooh. Okay, let's have some contested athletics checks. Advantage on that because you're still raging, right?
Yeah.
18 to beat.
Come on.
Come on, roll 20.
Someone get Eric Vulgaris on the line. God damn it, Eric.
Detention.
Yeah. But, oh, no, you know what this totally is? It's the Hulk Hogan Ultimate Warrior moment.
Oh.
So on a 10, he's sort of like, you go to shove him and he just like pushes you back. You still have bonus actions or anything else you'd like to make? You can if you wish.
Ooh.
You have a second attack.
No,
No.
not level 3. Sadly.
I do have a bonus action. Yeah. So where before it was just like heat emanating off of me, I'd say it now intensifies into proper flame. How do I have to click? There we go.
I love that fucking Mantle of Flame. It's so good.
Oh.
It's fun.
Equal to your charisma modifier. So what is your charisma modifier?
+3.
+3. Okay, so he immediately he pushes you away, but as your fire starts up, he's just like and takes a small amount of fire damage from you. Now, within 5 feet of him would also be Andrea and Alexia. I don't think this would get both of you, but one of you may get touched by flame. I'll leave that up to you guys.
I don't mind.
I was the last one to poke him, so I guess I might be close.
Oh yeah, you were literally standing there going right here. So yeah, that'll be if you could also take 3 fire damage, please. Next is me. He's annoyed by the fire, but not too annoyed. The person who's done the most damage to him is this person pointing out all his damn weak spots. So he turns towards Alexia, and he lets go of the window to rush you in a spree of attacks. Does a 20 hit you?
Yeah, it might. Yeah.
How about a 23?
That too, yes.
And he pulls a dagger from beneath his jerkin and stabs that at you as well. How does an 18 hit you?
It does too. Yeah.
Whoops. Yep, that's alright. Please take 10 slashing damage and 5 piercing damage.
Okay. I will be at a 3 hit points right now.
Back you car, he says, stabbing the dagger deep. And then says to one of you, stab her there!
I am appalled! Appalled, I tell you! Dude.
You have the best laugh I've ever heard!
We've broken Jade. Jade's broken.
It's fine.
Bren, Bren, it'll be your turn.
Okay, I will quickly take note of Lady Alexia getting stabbed a couple times. Like, I'll get on that, and then as my bonus action, I'm going to attack with the spiritual weapon. My action, I'm going to attack with my warhammer. But for the sake of a really cool visual, I like the idea of both swinging at once to slam into him at the same time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's have those attack rolls.
Oh, that is a 25 for me, two-handed axe swing.
Yeah, just
hammer
about
swing,
hits.
sorry.
Just about hits. Just about.
And the spiritual weapon got a 21 to hit.
Yeah, those both, funnily enough, those both hit. So
Okay.
Please give me your damage.
That is 12 points of bludgeoning damage and 12 points of force damage as I rolled 8 on both die. Literally like one massive spiritual hammer on one warhammer, two hands. At the same time.
For a moment, his scimitar looks as though it's about to try and parry your hammers, and then physics remembers that these are fucking hammers, and they don't care about a scimitar, so it slams into him very heavily, and he is knocked back. He massages his shoulder, he looks slightly injured, but shrugs it off, paying no heed. We go back to the top of the round. Andrew.
I would like to use my nat 20.
Yes.
And I would like to charge, grab him, and go, even if I have to go with him, go straight out the window.
I'm going to use my nat 20 to contest.
Mhm.
So we'll roll it off in an athletics battle.
Oh God. Hang on. Okay, athletics. 12.
God damn it. You push him back towards the window and he stumbles over upwards somehow out the window. The nat 20 is still in effect. It's just your nat 20 beats his. So how does this look?
Hang on, is she going with him or?
It's your nat 20. You tell me.
I feel she would. Like, she's just seen the attack of
Ride him down.
Like, literally, she's just seen all of these party members that have come to help and get attacked. She's gonna just, again, brewery shirt showing, run screaming at this guy and effectively jump on him, grab the lapels of his jacket, and go with him out of the window, tip out, and hopefully land on him rather than the other way around.
So the tower is currently tilted at somewhere to like 60 to 70 degrees. The both of you will begin sliding down the outside of the tower.
She's screaming the entire way. Like,
If you would like to, you can try and make a strength save to try and grip and find purchase to stop yourself from falling. However, I will tell you that he is still holding both scimitar and dagger in hand and doesn't look like he has any intention of trying to stop things. In fact, he's quite intent on you. Would you like to make a strength save, or would you like to just keep hold of him?
Oh, I'm keeping hold of him.
Okay. So, Alexia, formerly known as Guard Alice, formerly known as Alexia, it is your turn. Andrew has just essentially rugby tackled this guy out of the window and is now falling down the side of the tower.
Yeah.
You're all like,
Of course.
Match.
Well, as I am profusely bleeding, I think I will take a quick look around to see if I see anything that looks like magic and then run the fuck down the tower. Using
just
my...
catch me at the end.
No, but I don't want to die as well. But can
Pragmatism.
I do an investigation check and then use my bonus action to dash the fuck out of there?
Certainly, certainly. Okay, so let's have your investigation roll.
Ooh, 20. Oh, it's a natural 20, so 23.
A natural 20, you can see there is a glow coming from one of the drawers. Your eyes catch it very faintly at the side of the room. As you catch this glow, you open the drawer, and inside you will find a small... it looks like a book of some kind. Its tome tells of deep magical secrets and says on the front, dark matter.
Can I just grab it and run out of there?
Of course.
I will bleed on it a little bit.
Bleed on it a little bit. It's glowing still. And you can dash down the tower, so you can get down 2 floors in one move as you dash. Fern. Same scenario for you. In the last 6 seconds,
Yep.
Alexia got stabbed a lot, and then Andrew rugby tackled the stabber out of the window.
Looking out for the window, if I took the fall, would I be able to catch up?
On a good dexterity-based check, I don't see why not. You could potentially try and run down the tower.
That sounds ridiculous. I'm into it. Yeah.
What?
Dexterity check.
Something dexterity-based, like acrobatics, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Or actually, no, it could be to propel yourself downwards. It could be athletics as well. It's up to you. And you'd have advantage on athletics, so if you want to take athletics, you can.
Then I'll go for that, yeah. Wow.
Ooh, 21 though, that's good. So yes, you begin propelling yourself down the tower. As Andrew and Marcus are bumping and fighting and wrestling their way down, you're using your sheer... I don't know, your just sheer Sauce-Barianness to propel yourself down. I'm seeing something Naruto here running down the side of the tower. Towards these two, and you can catch up quite quickly. Perhaps, fuck it, why not? We've only got a few minutes left. You can get into melee range.
Okay. What is Is Marcus wearing like metal armor or?
He's wearing some very fancy gilded, studded leather armor.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and set him on fire.
Valid.
Valid, yeah. Totally valid. As you set light to him, his jerkin begins to curl up, and his clothes underneath, more than the actual leather, begin to catch fire. But a small container at his hip begins to warm, and the cork pops off, and eventually this little container explodes. But not just yet. That's what's going to happen shortly. There's a little bit of time before that happens.
I'm sorry if I just killed you.
She had it coming. Next, is there anything else you'd like to do on your turn? Action to run, ignite, bonus action. So I guess that'd be everything.
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
Marcus is determined, Andrew, to see you dead, and he begins to stab at you. Tell me, does a 14 hit you?
Nope.
How about a 19?
Yeah.
What about a 21?
A little bit.
Please take 8 slashing and 6 piercing damage,
Okay.
being a total of 14.
Okay.
If I die, you're going with me. Woof. Bren, it is your turn. Alexia has found a glowing book in a drawer over on the side. Fern has just jumped out the window and started running down the fucking tower. Alexia also dashed down the stairs the conventional way. What would you like to do?
Please let me know if this is permissible. I would definitely like to bonus action healing word after Alexia's like, right hand traveler, performance theatre, yep, good. You heal 6.
It's almost a prayer, yes, of course. Yep.
And I don't know if this would count as my action and my movement, because I'd have something I'd like to do if it's my action. I'd have like something else I would like to do as an action if I can.
Okay.
I accept if I can't. I want to run out the window and then slide down the side of the tower on my shield.
Look at us.
Like skateboard style? Like
Skateboard style. I'm grinding down the side.
Of course you
like,
are.
Bobslayer.
Of course you are. Okay, so as Bren jumps out the window and grinds down, I think this will cost your action.
Okay.
Could you please make me... Do you know what? What check would you like to make? I feel like this is something performance or dexterity based.
So it can't be athletics, okay. That because my thing was going to be if I could do an action, I would have cast guidance on myself as I do it. Just like, God, I hope this looks cool.
Oh, don't get me wrong. It looks badass, but I think athletics is pushing it.
Fair enough. Okay. So it's either a 2 for acrobatics. No, it's definitely going to have to be acrobatics because my charisma is -1. So
Perfect. Okay.
come on, I use my natural 20 to get Andrea across the crowd. Come on, dice gods. Ooh. Oh, wait, do maths. 16.
On a 16, it's a bumpy ride. You're lucky, you're happy you rolled dexterity because your knees would be going otherwise. You're bumping up and down, but indeed you can slide down. You don't quite reach into melee range like Fern did using his power to run down the tower in the Naruto style. But you are sure to catch up as soon as they hit the ground on their next turn. Which is now. Andrew, you're hitting the ground. Please make me a strength or dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
That you do have +4
30.
on.
Oh, I do have +4. So
Plus a D4.
a D4. I keep saying +4. 1. 14.
Wow.
As you try to push away from Marcus, he grabs you and slams you into the ground ahead of him. Please take 2d10 damage. I'll let you roll it.
Jesus. This is when I get gnats. Oh, okay. Oh my god, okay.
So you take 9 damage, and as he slams into you, he also takes 4 damage.
Okay. Is it my turn?
It is your turn, yes.
On my 1 HP, I stagger up from Marcus Aurelius, and I do that sort of really clumsily walk over, and I'm just gonna swipe at him with my rapier. With a nat 1!
Oh.
No! I'm a halfling. I have luck. I can re-roll
Yes.
that.
And you have 1d plus 1d4.
And I was hang on, 14 plus 1d4.
So your swing looks as though it is going to break his armor until his blade comes up, and I thought that was clickable, but it's not. He has the parry reaction, so he blocks your attack as it comes in.
Oh, not even just half damage?
No, afraid not. Just your form is terrible after just falling out of a tower.
They're like, no. Oh, I can't do sneak attack, can I? Mind.
Anything else you'd like to do?
I don't know if I can have a second action yet. I don't think I do.
You could bonus action disengage and back up.
Yeah, I might just back up. Like, just back up as I see it, just like trying to like shake my head as I'm almost delirious right now.
Alexia, formerly known as Gardalis, formerly known as Alexia. You are running down the tower. The tower is starting to lean more and more. It is falling.
Uh-huh.
What would you like to do?
Get out? Can I get out with my movement?
If you dash.
Well, I can use my bonus action to dash.
Okay.
That's still of an action. Can I get... how close can I get to him?
Let's see, 60 feet. You can go 2 floors. You can get outside. They're right outside. So yeah, you can get all the way up to him. So I imagine you'll sort of like burst out of the tower just as it falls and the rubble crumbles around. We'll get to the other 2 of you who are on the tower shortly.
You disengage, so you're no longer within 5 feet of him.
Me? Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Crap! That's my sneak attack. Well, he doesn't see me coming as such. Can I just run out and jump on him and put my rapier in his neck?
I mean, we can soon find out. He doesn't have a reaction anymore.
No, and I have a natural 20.
You do. Please roll me full damage on your natural 20.
Okay. So, and it's not sneak attack?
If you had an action to sneak, I would have given it to you, but you used your action to dash, so...
Okay, it's fine. Oh! 14, 15, 16, 17 points. Damage.
How does this look?
Well, kind of gruesome, because I stabbed him in the neck, and I hope it goes right through.
So the blade protrudes from his throat, blood begins to run everywhere, sort of squirting, still Naruto style, why not, squirting blood. And, he sort of turns to you and goes, "What? Do you think... Ha! Woof! I'm going... Ah! Ah!" And just flumps to the ground.
Good.
Marcus
It's lovely
Aurelius
to talk to a lady.
is dead. Fern, you are running down the side of a building. You see Marcus below you. I guess you would have been aiming towards him to land on him?
Yeah.
If that's true, Alexia has just pretty much taken his place. If you could make me a dex save to avoid colliding with Alexia, I would appreciate it.
Yeah. Did he explode yet?
No.
Okay. Just checking.
No.
Not yet.
It's his turn next, though. On a 13, what is your armor class, Lana?
14.
On a 13, hang on a minute, let's see, let's reverse it, because the armor class is what you'll need to beat to better it. So, on a 14, you will collide with Alexia. Fern, if you could roll me 2d10, and I'd like you to divide the damage between the 2 of you, and you may do that narratively.
Okay.
You could do an even split or not, it's up to you.
I mean, I'll take the 9 if you want to take 3.
You'll hit. Also, are you raging? Because then you may take half. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd love to take the 3 because Bren made it possible for me to take the 3. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take the 9.
Cool. So the 9 will be halved till 4, and the 3 damage will be solid. So you may each take that damage. Bren,
Okay.
you are sliding down to a mass towards your friends. However, before you get there, could you each, on the ground currently, make me a dex save as Marcus's pocket explodes?
Oh, I'm so dead.
Am I within range of that explosion?
Let's see.
Are
I'm
we
dead.
still blessed in case of saving throws?
Yeah,
Yes.
bless.
Yes.
Oh,
One
okay.
D4 adds to saving throws.
Hashtag blessed.
Hashtag blessed.
I got 10. Oh, sorry, 9.
Oh, 11.
Very nice.
Wow. 23.
Nice.
I'm definitely down.
Okay. You had already disengaged, right?
Me,
Yeah,
yeah.
you walked away.
Yeah, you disengaged and ran away. You could have moved up to 30 feet, so we'll say that you're clear.
Okay.
On a 23, Fern, I guess danger sense. You see the pocket warming up, and you dive out of the way like a good barbarian would.
Yeah.
And what was your roll again? Sorry, Alexia. Could you just give us the one more time? 11. Ooh. Unfortunately, as his pocket explodes, I'd like you to take 1d6 of
Yeah.
damage. How much health have you got?
I have 6. So
the chances
got
are
spell
this
slot
won't
left.
kill you.
I've got
I'm
spell
down to
slots
1
left.
hit point.
Hey!
Hey, I'm alive.
Bren,
I'm si-
sorry.
Yes.
You are currently sliding down a tower towards an explosion. A small explosion, no less. But how would you like... You have choices. You can try and jump clear of the tower and avoid the whole mess, but potentially take some damage as you fall.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just slide right on into it and just try and cover yourself from the blow as much as possible. Or you can aim for one of your friends and hope that they take most of the blow for you.
No, can I just keep sliding through it and pass through this fire like a badass and land? Because I've taken no damage so far. So
Hell
I'll
yeah.
happily keep going and just pass through this like bloom of fire and explosion to land on the other side, singed and smoking.
This sounds to me like a it sounds to me like a wisdom check wherein you use your bonus modifier for your performance, because this is all badass.
Thank you. I feel like my god would approve of this.
Yeah, I feel like they would.
Okay, so you want me to roll a d20 and add my wisdom instead, even though this is performance?
Yeah, performance. If you have expertise in performance, you can add expertise
I do not.
or proficiency. But yeah, wisdom.
Okay, thank you very much. That'll be a 17 with my wisdom.
Woo! On a 17, tell us how it looks. You're going to take the damage, but tell us how it looks. That's what we care about.
What happens is I am sliding up the tower. I see this sort of like it goes into slow mo. It's like a woo, and I just like catch air slightly as I hit a bump on the side of the tower where a stone's coming out, and I tilt up. Still on my shield, I grab hold of the front of it. My spiritual hammer like floats slightly out of the tower behind me, just like whooping like this. And I go through this plume of fire, and then I burst out the other side of this explosion, hit the ground, tumble a couple of times, and then I sort of stand up like...
As you do, the whole square cheers with you. As people raise hands and cheer, seeing Marcus Aurelius down. And immediately, villagers begin bursting into song, or city dwellers, whatever you want to call them, citizens, I suppose. They begin bursting into song as they see that all of their captives have been lifted. The tower crumbles behind you, the explosion quells. All of you just about stay alive. Heroes in the eyes of the citizens. Heroes in their eyes, that is, until the dust cloud from the falling tower covers everyone. Which is where we end today's one shot.
Oh, a mix of gin and dust.
Yeah,
Oh, we
nice.
Masonry and gin. Oh, that's not a great combo.
Well, that was a ride. I hope you guys had fun.
Yes, thank you.
Let's go round. We'll go in reverse order this time. I would like each of you to tell me what your favorite part of the one shot was, where we can find you online, and all of the wonderful things that you do, and post all your links and everything else that you can post, and where we can find you, because that's what we want to know. So this time we will start with Jade Oxford Rose on the Twitters. Oh, hi.
Hi. As awesome as that ending was, I think my favorite visual was probably simultaneous spiritual weapon hammer and actual warhammer, just for a duo hit. Though I am really quite fond of the fake mustache peeling off, like just the visual of Andre with her red hair and her big white Colonel Sanders mustache is going to stay with me in my heart for a while. If you want to see or hear me around on the internet anytime, you can check out Natural Ruckus. I play D&D with those lovely folks twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. We have 3 campaigns on the go, 1 weekly, 2 bi-weekly. It's a lot. We have a lot of fun. Scraticus has guested before with us. So we're a bunch of fun. I'll post the links to that. I'm also a member of 2 podcasts, Box Not Included, which is an examination of geek culture and media from a queer perspective, and Follow the Leader, which is a game about playing tabletop GM-less games where we can all take turns like guiding the session, and it's all about telling stories together. And lovely people. You can find both podcasts on iTunes, Google Play, your podcast at your choice, and I'm just going to drop all my links. They're all there.
Please do.
And that's me.
Fantastic, thank you. As a DM, it's always brilliant when you can make someone spit water all over their laptop. That is goals, DM goals. So that was possibly one of my favorite moments. Thank you. And potentially, hopefully we'll get to sling dice next weekend at MCM. That'd be amazing.
Hell yes, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. Thank you so much. Next around, we have OT Go. Oh, hi, Luke.
Hi. I mean, in terms of favorite moments, definitely running through the brewery on the ladder. Yeah. I don't do all that much. You can find me on Twitter at OE_go. There is an artist I'd like to give a shout out to, but I don't have the Twitch chat open.
Sure, I can shout it out to you if you put it in Zoom or something. That's fine.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a bit about them while you do?
So they're responsible for pretty much creating all the art I use in a D&D game I run. It's been super helpful. They do commissions and things related to D&D art, trying to focus on it more. So it'd be cool if you guys could give them a little boost.
Yeah, sure. I'll go and check them out as well. I'm always looking for new artists. Thank you for that.
No worries.
Oh, hello. Cool. Thank you. Awesome to have you along. Blase Saucebarian Phoenix.
Yeah, that was great.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Next around the table, we have the wonderful... Now, hang on a minute, you told me how to say it. Lana Leisver? Lana Leisver? Leisver. Very close. I will butcher any name you give me.
It's Dutch. I put it in the chat if you could put it in the Twitch chat.
Yeah, of course I can.
Lana Leisver is my Twitter handle. I do tweet predominantly in English. There will be some Dutch in between, but, well, you'll live. Tweet a lot about dice, DMing for my small children, which is really funny, and just all around nerdiness and body pose. So come and give me a follow. And my favorite moment, I think bonding with Bren over theater was just like a nice little moment for me. And of course, putting on my mom voice and putting down 2 guards was just amazing.
Probably the best use of a nat 20 I've seen in a little while, to be fair. Thank you for that. Thank you so much. So yeah, your Twitter's in chat there. I guess that leaves last but not least of the players, my beautiful wife and headmistress of the academy. Oh, hi, Alice.
Hi, I really enjoyed this. It was such an awesome, diverse group of people, and the characters are just all awesome. I love them. I think everyone brought something completely different to it. One of my favorite moments, which I can now say, is that I fought Burt Reynolds whilst wearing a fake white moustache, and I'm going to put that on my CV. I'm very proud of this. Otherwise, I'm White Rabbit Pick on Twitter. I am a DM for this channel as well as a player. I run Eden, Argo, and Eberron. I also do, when I'm not doing that, I am a wedding and lifestyle photographer. And it's also our Floof's birthday today. It's today we found her when she was 3 weeks old and she was a little bag of bones, and we found her, and today she is 1 and currently lounging on a Hoover. But yeah, I had a really good time today, so thank you.
Thank you. Well, you guys, that is the players. Now it's just for me. But we do need a war cry, I feel, going into the next, as we go for a raid before our next session. Would anyone like to give suggestions?
Oh, I don't know who's running at the moment.
Let's see something from the game, perhaps, like
Yeah, something from the game.
Viva la Revolution is a bit too obvious. Chat as well, if you want to give any
masonry and gin.
Masonry and gin. Love
That
it.
sounds so much like Rosie and Jim. Jim. Masonry.
I loved that show as a kid.
Cool. Masonry and gin. Thank you so much. Well, guys, let's go through my things. We will be back at noon in about 50 minutes for the next one-shot. That will be run by Chorus. It will be a meat grinder game set in Dungeon Crawl Classics, which is, you know, pretty cool. If you guys aren't already, come and get in my social circles. My Discord is a wonderful, inclusive, safe place where we can talk about D&D and every other thing that you would like to talk about. It's a wonderful little society in there. I could brag about it for days. If you want to get into a game very much like this one, send me a DM on Twitter and I will get you a game. That is the main focus of my channel, is getting more people, more games. So send me a DM and I'll get you in a game. Simple as that. YouTube, if you want to catch up with all of the shows that Alice mentioned and others, then hit up the YouTube. You'll find it's very organized. Everything's in playlists. It's all thumbnailed and very pretty. You know, I'm more reliable now at uploading YouTubes than YouTube is at being available. So, you know, go over and check it out. It's great. Also, we have a Patreon. If you would like to support us, you can support us from as little as $1. But if you can't, that's no problem. You can still head over and check out our articles. They're free, so go and check them out. The current articles on there are about safety systems, and there's one about creating a character in the Cypher system, which is one of our favourite systems to use, especially Alice. What else have we got? We've got merchandise. So if we see you around in our merchandise, we'll almost certainly come and give you a hug, if that's cool, because that's awesome. But also you can get, you know, cup holders, tights, miniskirts, you name it. You can get Academy branded merch in any form almost from Redbubble. I'm yet to try out the Academy tights. But I'm slightly intrigued. What else have we got? Merch, stuff like that. We haven't got a competition, but we do have sponsors. Bird in the Storm is one of our sponsors. You can go and get mugs and t-shirts from their website. They are very... Oh, that's full of coffee still. That is... yeah, go and check them out. They're amazing. They're going to be bringing more content to us in January. And hopefully there'll be a second module coming from them very soon. Also, we are sponsored by Mage Hand Press, who made a sort of semi-cameo role in this one shot with their Dark Matter Tome that we found. If you want to check out the Dark Matter Tome, there's the links there. It's a D&D in Space reskin. You can check that out. They do blogs. They've got a pre-order stuff there, and also a free 30-page review, which gives you all of the information about them. There's no competition at the minute because I need to sort out the winner, which I'll do between shows at some point today. I thought I'd given myself more space than I have, but I have given myself an hour's break-ish. So, yeah, that's a thing. No more tweets. We've done the tweets. So let's go and have a quick look at who we will be visiting for the next 50 minutes. And I can almost certainly say that it will be Unmade Gaming, who are currently running a charity stream today. So we're going to head in there. I believe they're doing it for Race for Life or Extra Life, one of those. So we will head over and do that. It's on the Patreon today, Hollow. Go and check it out. It's very good. Masonry and Gin is our war cry. There it is without Scrat Hype. And here it is with Scrat Hype. When we get in there, post it in the chat. They'll love it. Keep the hype happening. And that is what we'll do. I will start the raid cooldown now. If I can type. Which is always, you know, a major drawback to these things. Unmade Gaming. That should be right. Yeah, that looks right. So guys, we are now full-time streamers. We are live Monday to Thursday, 1 PM, 6 PM, and 10 PM EST. Also on Fridays, 1 PM EST over on the Greyhawk channel, and every other week at 8 PM on the Greyhawk channel. We just had not on the Greyhawk channel here. We just had a show yesterday at 8 PM. So next week it will be off, but the week after we'll be back again. And we recommend you go and visit Off the Table in the meantime. Keep on evoking emotions. Hit that channel with hype as they are raising money for charity. We will see you in an hour. Bye!